And we're live.
And we're fucking live.
Hello, and welcome to today's very different episode of Magic and Modifiers. Around the screen, you see a few of my friends, acquaintances, colleagues, and some who fall into other categories. If any of them pique your interest, please be sure to check them out in the description down below. I think Carlos may have set up or not. If you like what you see, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and follow. If not, then please be sure to hit the red button in the upper right-hand corner. Carlos, is there any announcements that you would like to give to our viewers at home?
Yeah, we just want to go ahead and say, everyone, hopefully you're all healthy. Hopefully everyone is self-isolating properly. And hopefully nobody is getting sick in your families. Obviously, very, very difficult times that everyone is going through right now. Thoughts go out to the people in Italy, people in, where else? Korea. Everywhere else that's being really affected
Everywhere
right
in the world.
now. The U.S. But yeah, that's all the announcements. We're gonna see how today goes. If it goes well, then for the foreseeable future, we'll be streaming like this. Hopefully, it works.
Well, as you can see, we are doing something a little bit different. We do not have our sponsors' assistants today at Blue Raven Studios, but if you still are interested in virtual tour, please be sure to check them out at blueravenstudios.com. But if that is all, we'll be right back after this short introduction.
Ooh, I forgot about the introduction. And we're back.
Awesome. Thank you for enduring that with us. So, who will be the brave adventurer to go over what happened previously on Magic and Modifiers?
Well, since Ryan doesn't have his notes and neither of us do, it's okay. We sailed up on our ship and we made our way to the Hammer Swamp, where we made our way ashore on a little dinghy. From there, we were immediately met with some guy who was trying to have us pay the toll. We said, no roll. And he ended up trying to fight us with his friends, who ended up being some kind of frog-ish toad monster.
A slug.
I believe, Orys, Hope, and Ithryl, you all can make either a nature or religion check.
Religion check. Okay, hold on. Okay.
Gotta roll that on roll.
That's a 10.
How do I roll?
10 for you, Orys. That's 17 for you. So, and Ithryl.
That's... What kind of check is it? Is it nature, medicine?
Nature or religion, whichever you prefer.
15.
15. Okay, so Hope. You know these to be death slots that you have just encountered. They are generally, if they are organized like this, generally that means someone or something of pretty decent power is controlling them somewhere.
So they're usually like solitary creatures.
Generally, yeah, they're
Yeah.
usually like a fend for yourself, survival of the fittest type creature. And when they are organized like this, that means that someone's controlling them.
Got it. Yep. Okay, so these are slad, and somebody's
Yeah,
controlling them.
I thought someone in the during the fight kept yelling salad or something like that.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Wasn't that you?
No.
I'm just gonna. So we're still on the beach, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we are still a bit hurt.
I'm gonna go ahead and take out my journal, and kind of inspect the bodies, take notes for any tattoos or anything like that.
All right, make an investigation check.
May I poke around the sunken ship or the crashed ship wreckage on the beach?
Okay. Ithryl, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, it's a talking
Uh-huh.
sword.
Okay, real quick since I'm rolling.
Or
for
not
both of
charisma,
them.
Constitution, I'm sorry.
Ah, shit.
All right.
By the way, for the viewers at home,
Rolling for both of them. I rolled a
Damn it.
12 on my investigation. Now I'm gonna roll for his.
You rolled a 14 and then a 6, didn't you?
No.
I rolled a 7 plus 4 for my investigation, so I only rolled an 11.
Oh, so it rolls all of us at the same time.
No, you're different colored dice. Mine are green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his are green. You look on the right. It shows where you rolled or what you rolled. So the
Okay.
first roll was a 14. The second one was a 6.
Yeah. So what's for
I want to roll my
How'd
own
you
dice.
I wonder why.
I forgot that it.
Huh, Con?
So
didn't know.
6 plus 2, that's a solid 8.
Awesome. Okay.
I got 14 on the investigation.
I missed my dice.
Yeah. By the way, for those at home, the gang is rolling.
Wow, those are a
on-
lot of ones.
The gang is
So you
rolling.
take 5 points of necrotic damage as you pick up this sword. Huh? Yeah, 3 points of necrotic damage as you pick up this sword.
That fucking sucks. Do I find anything with my 11 looking through the ship wreckage? Probably not.
Okay, so looking through the ship, you can see scattered throughout the remains, you see a torn flag that you can make out to be that of a Bendelian ship. You see a series of just broken crates that would imply that maybe this was some type of either supply ship or some type of merchants or whatnot that made the unfortunate decision to land here or bless you, to crash into here.
Yo,
Sorry.
pass the cheese,
Saw that
Christy.
coming.
Yeah.
What?
Chrissy just spilled Cheez-Its all over the place.
Oh, well,
Real quick, Larry.
those are personal.
Okay, so this is an old Bendalian crushed ship.
Yes. Gray, looking through the bodies, or the remains of it, you find a tattoo of the worshippers of Mulak
Okay.
carved into it.
And then when I'm looking at the ship on the beach, who did I have that dream with? No.
That is me. It was me.
It was Gabriel.
It was me.
Yeah,
Talking about
so
the
Is
dwarf.
that the dream, or does it look like the same boat that what's her name was on, that Atlas had possessed?
Nimra?
The same boat from the dream with Atlas you're talking about?
With, Nimra?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay. So I'm gonna espouse
Sorry.
on that to everybody else that Nimra could be here.
Bandersnatch, but I'll text what I'm for.
Okay. Bandersnatch, yes.
Okay.
By the way.
Wundersnatch?
Can I make an investigation check on that sword I picked up? I felt like it hurt me. Can I see that?
Yes, you see, after picking up a few moments of looking at it, you see like a bit of like the moisture in your hand, kind of like it's sucked into this sword. What are you doing after you do that?
Can I recognize? Like, would I recognize this sort of blade to like understand what just happened to me to like know about it?
Make a either religion or arcana check.
I'm rolling for him right now, baby. That's a
Religion or arcana? That's a 16.
16. All right. So these weapons, you would imagine, based on like the type of creature that you just fought, you would imagine it would be from the either underworld or somewhere in the Nine House. Weapons forged there are specifically honed for either fiends or demons or whatnot, and anything that is not of that nature, generally it kind of the material itself kind of rebels. Especially you in your celestial form would be more affected by it than
So I know
most.
it's no good for me.
It's definitely no good. It's no good for anything that's not either fiend or undead and sort of. But specifically for you, you are far more affected by it
I'm
than
gonna
most.
bury it in the sand.
All right. All right, make a survival check. I mean, it's gonna be buried, but you know, never mind. Never mind. It's buried. Don't worry about it. Yes. What is everyone else doing?
Yeah, what are we doing?
So
Digging around by this boat, but I didn't find shit.
Okay, well, we should probably head maybe to the outskirts of that town and try to get like a vantage point to see what's going on in there. We probably shouldn't just go running
The
in.
one that we sent. Yes. Yes.
If you want, I could turn into bird and go look.
Well, that was the thing, Kent. Hope, my dear, Kent.
Sorry, I lied about Bandersnatch. I'm sorry. I just
Kent,
looked at the
you're
range. of it.
you're a
I'm
raven.
sorry.
Do
I
some
looked at the
scouting.
range.
so you're saying you want me to send him to sort of scope it out?
I mean, yeah, better him than any of us, right?
Yeah. I believe that I sent him above like the whole island, right? Was that?
Yeah, we've seen already what the town looks like. There's like a big pit in the middle.
But
All right,
we'll just
well-
focus
All right.
him on
So,
the-
can somebody? Well, if you've seen it, would you mind drawing it out in the sand, real fast?
Yeah, I guess I could just
Also-
sort of like attempt to lay out like it's
We
just
should
basic.
probably
Give us the map, Larry.
I know that's what you want. I know that's what you want.
we
already gave it
should
a-
probably move up off the beach and get into like the tree cover, so we're not just a bunch of people standing on the beach in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
before we go,
So go into the forest.
I take out the seed.
Into the woods.
And the last one to go into the woods, take out seed, the red and the blue. Like,
Q. Is she breaking up for anyone but other than me?
No, she's
Yeah,
breaking up a little bit.
She's breaking up really badly. Okay.
Okay. What?
Can I try to take like I don't know, a giant leaf or a stick and kind of dust our tracks off of the beach as we walk towards the woods?
Yeah, so you can make a survival check for that.
Okay.
Does anybody have pass without trace?
What are we?
Ain't no rangers here.
Okay, so you said it was a what check? Okay, so that's 7.
So following, as you guys begin to head out of the wide open, you head off to a little bit more secluded area, and paying attention, you manage to rather effectively removed your trail in the direction in which you are walking. Looking up at the sky, you can see that there's a very unnatural transition between the clear sky out at seas and surrounding the exterior of the island, and it transitions very rapidly into this dark, cloudy section where the sky kind of is being blocked out over the exterior and interior of this section of the continent.
Is it thundering?
It is not thundering. It is just cloudy darkness.
If I was going to take a,
It's
if I was going to take a guess, I'm guessing that's how they're blocking the sun out from harming their vampiric selves.
maybe.
Awesome. But
Kayla, you're still very much so breaking out.
I'm sorry, we couldn't hear for a couple of seconds. Did we miss anything?
Okay, so magical darkness.
Yeah.
Do we have anything to...
Do we know how much of the swamp is covered, and can we talk about what she's typing? That way the audience knows. A red seed?
We don't see anything.
Right. So you've planned to, or you've chosen to sow chaos in these lands. No, he said that we could see her walk off. $15. Yeah. Yeah, I ate the fruit. Yeah, he explained it. I think he explained it to me. Right? What the seeds, yeah. So you've chosen to plant more chaos into these lands. Maybe. What did the black fog or darkness like that covered the island? How big was the area? Do I know what it is? Wait, nature check? I thought it's not nature. It'll be 16 for me. Okay. And how far are we from like that area right now? Yeah. Okay. What time of the day was it?
Yeah, I'm still hurt. Mm-hmm.
That's an 8. Yep.
4.
Not stealthy at all.
I'm just like, Look it up.
Fuck.
Probably about 2.5, maybe 2.5 feet tall, winged, almost bat-like creatures are kind of like flying behind it, carrying these look like pitchforks. They all have this like blood red skin with partial scales all scattered around it. But they're kind of floating around and face chasing. You see as he kind of looks around the area, he's like, "Check over there," and they begin to just check the ship around. They kind of scatter out. A few of them kind of fly over the ocean and get a higher sight, but none of them seem to locate you. After about 15 minutes pass, you see as they eventually
How many of them were
head
there?
back. One of the death slots, and you see 5 of these tiny little creatures fly. But eventually, they kind of group back up and return back and head back deeper into the swamp.
So
They were
we're
holding
gonna
that.
have to.
Probably just they just ran by us.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're definitely gonna have to have somebody keep a watch and everything.
But it is like very early, right? It's like the beginning of like the afternoon,
It was 4-ish.
4-ish. Well,
After the short rest, it'll be 5. But yeah.
It's
okay.
5-ish.
Well, when we do have to lay down, we can set up the hut, which can blend in with the forest, keep it, relatively hidden from everything.
Yeah, I think we should take a long rest, actually. Yeah.
Well, not right now. We need to like earn some time. You want to go in there in the middle of the night? I don't want to get my neck bit.
I don't want to be here any longer than we have to, honestly.
Yes, but going in there in the middle of the night is only going to work there.
So what's the plan
Then we're
as
best
well?
to go to bed early. So we have like get up at the crack of dawn, have more than like go to bed now. Up at
But I mean, still have like 3 hours to burn. So,
I mean, if we're gonna go into magical darkness, does it like really matter what time?
Yeah, if it's
of
magical
day?
darkness, I get the feeling that a daylight spell probably won't do anything. So, doesn't matter if we go in at night or day.
I mean, I don't know.
It's not. Yeah, inside of it, it's not pitch black. Just the sky, the immediate sunlight is blocking out. You can still see into it, but the above area is still kind of shaded.
I do think we should rest though, because I'm not gonna be at full capacity if we don't, and I don't think a lot of us will be. So it might be.
okay, so maybe it's just how can we do some surveillance? A little more. I don't know.
Well, somebody can stay up, and then we just have some. We need to run watches if we all need to go to sleep. Like start making camp now, so all of us can sleep a full
Well,
rest.
if I make the hut, I can't leave the hut. I have to stay within it the entire time.
That's fine.
Well, that's fine. So.
I also have my alarm spell, so.
Yeah, but what we can do is, how long does your spell last?
8 hours.
Okay, so I can start sleeping now, and you guys can, or like a couple of us can start sleeping now, and then that way when
If he's sleeping, would I be able to set the hut up around him while he's already asleep? I designate
no,
him as somebody there.
you wait like 4 hours.
That's what I mean, but I would set it up around you so you'd be in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Okay,
So, yeah, we
then
can
you
do that.
want to do that, and I'll go to bed right now. Take the tail end of the
Okay,
watch.
let's get into some like foliage where it's a little thick. That way, the dome can blend in.
Gray, are you able to begin a rest as a creature?
No, I don't believe so.
Doesn't his
Because
creature
the
spells
wild
last
shape
like
only
3 hours?
lasts for like an hour.
I thought it was.
It could be more, but it's not like worth a full rest. So, and it would kind of be like a waste.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a fine plan because I need some rest too. I'm not anywhere near at 100% right now, but we need to find a place that's really hidden.
Yeah, you gotta get into that forest where it's thick.
Orys, you want me and you can rest first, and then that way, like in the middle of the night, early in the morning, like we'll both be up at the same time. We don't just have one person on watch.
That's fine.
All right, cool. So I guess we should just like spend maybe like half an hour, 45 minutes, hour, whatever, like just looking for like a good sheltered place to set up camp.
Yeah, maybe somebody with high investigation.
So,
Okay.
Hope, through the time that you are together and after consistent scouting and looking out, you are able to just pretty much relatively well recall the general layout of the swamp and convey it for the rest of the party. There you all are. You can see to the immediate left of the crash site, you see a small section where there is a series of crowded trees, and to the right is where you see the large, looks like almost a garden of sorts, and a series of much larger trees and other things in there.
Okay, alright. So, I'll tell them this is where it's at.
where
The
it's
thick
popping off.
foliage.
You said it looks like a garden.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you see as there is, well, by the looks of it, like a large fence around the exterior. You see as two sides of it is covered by the mountains, and a series of trees and other wildlife is in there. But you see as a large fence is kind of like blocking off this section, and looks like a gateway is on one side of it as well.
We probably shouldn't camp anywhere that there's a gate around. I mean, it kind of implies that
okay,
someone's
just-
going to be looking through
Well,
it.
then let's sneak around a little bit to look for a place. And let's.
Where in the map is that you're talking about, by the way? The garden. Where's it in the map?
Right.
Oh, I thought
Right
you said
here
on
on
the
the-
left.
On the left, there is trees behind where these mountains are, but on the right is where the sort of gated area is.
Got it.
Well, why don't we just go a little bit outside of the gated area? Because I don't think that it's a good idea if we're in like territory where.
Well, do we
everybody's-
want to go into the thick swamp, or do we want to go into one of these rundown houses? There seems to be a few abandoned buildings around.
We could
Do
try
they
that.
actually look abandoned, Larry?
I mean,
Yes. You all don't know, but based off of what Hope describes, she describes it as just broken down homes that are completely submerged in the water, and occasionally Hope looking out in the city as getting a lot closer now, having a lot more time to look at it, you see that there are a surprising amount of looks like elves in the city.
Oh, what are they doing? They're just. Are they working?
Walking
or...
around. Looks like they're just walking around or patrolling per se. A couple of them you notice as a few of them kind of interact with the slod that you had fought off before, and kind of just like brush it off aside. But
Oh, they. I'm sorry. You said that they are. They seem to be. Like talking to the slot and.
the slod at one point kind of walks up to one of them and he kind of like gestures it off to walk and go away.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. I will relay that as well. Yeah. So. A lot of elves here. They don't seem to like the slod.
Wait, they're getting along?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Wouldn't they be in fight? Wouldn't they be fighting?
They just sort of brush him off.
So maybe the elves are the ones that are controlling the slug, or who seemed like at the top of that like relationship?
Definitely the SWAT.
Ooh.
Do we know?
Maybe the elves are enslaved. They aren't happy about it.
Well, no. If we know elves, they're always stuck up, aren't they? Not you.
Not always.
Not you. The
No,
pure
definitely
ones.
too.
The pure bloods.
Not always.
The real elves.
Larry, look at your phone.
Well, we should
If I was to
probably.
say all tieflings are backstabbers, would that be true? No.
Whoa,
I
guy.
mean,
Exactly.
so
I'm
we should probably
saying.
start getting camp ready.
Nothing.
And that we have enough time to do what we
Make a perception check, Iggy.
Did we move away from the gate you guys were like concerned about?
Yeah, I don't want to be right next to some garden gated area where someone's probably gonna.
So do we make our way into one of these abandoned buildings?
Can't hear you, Kayla.
17.
17. Okay. You see, looking back from where you all came, you see there is a tree now formed on the beach.
Oh shit. But yeah, should we stay like?
In terms of you said the gate. You're heading towards the gate, but not directly at it, Gabriel.
Well,
No, we were discussing about going into an abandoned building and setting our camp up in there.
I
Okay.
don't think the building's abandoned. That's what he's saying. There's people in the town, like just going about the business.
yeah.
She described outskirtish buildings that were run down and looked.
But doesn't mean that they're abandoned. She also saw people there.
They're all enslaved. They could be living in squalor and shit.
Okay,
know
well,
if they're
fucking,
enslaved.
let's talk to. Then let's fucking make camp, go in one, talk to one, see what the fuck's really going on here.
They're slaves. They're gonna tell their.
How do you know they're
sloths.
slaves?
Well, then I guess murder's on the menu tonight.
Well, let's get a rest first. That's
There's
what
a
we
tiefling in
decided
there.
on. So, Larry.
Yeah.
can we-
I saw something Kayla sent me. Okay. Was
Larry,
it?
Is there
What's
a
up?
space to camp outside of the gate where like, it's not
Yes.
swampy?
Looks like it. Yes.
Okay. So do you guys want to make camp and do what we were gonna say we were gonna do and start?
But
kicking
where
ass
do you
at-
want to make camp? You didn't want to do it by the gate.
Somewhere
Well, yeah.
safe.
He just said that there was a space to camp outside of it.
Is it in thick jungle?
I would prefer
Yes.
that.
Well, then let's go.
Okay. So me and Orys are gonna start our long rest first, correct?
Okay, now you said you wanted us to wait 4 hours before making the hut before the rest of us go to sleep.
So someone needs to be awake the whole time.
I understand.
At least one person. So,
Iggy volunteers.
well, if we do 4 hours, then Iggy can stay up for
4 hours.
4 hours, or the whole 8 hour shit. Or she could, yeah, she would have to stay up for 8 hours.
I'll do it. It's not the first time.
Wait, so you want?
Okay,
I mean,
so-
do you want to be exhausted the next day?
It's again not the
Why
first.
couldn't we just?
Well, no, we can wait for her to sleep.
We
No.
can just
That,
rotate.
that would be 16 hours of sitting around.
Shit.
Time.
Wait,
I'll
why
take.
can't we just like have half of us sleep and then somebody, wake up?
I mean,
whoever's-
we've done this before.
Yeah, it's not.
We
Yeah,
just need
I-
someone to make watch. Someone just has to stay up to make watch for like 2 hours, and then they can go back. They can go back to sleep, and then the next person up.
Okay, then yeah, I'll wake up in the middle of the night. I'll do like the 2 hour thing or whatever.
Well, sleep for 4. You can sleep for 4, and
Yeah.
then be third watch, and then whoever's going to sleep with you right now can sleep 6 hours, and then be last watch.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
And that was Orys, right?
Yep.
All right, so you two bed down, and I'll set the hut up in 4 hours.
Cool.
Iggy, you can tell me when it's been 4 hours, right?
Does this area look
Yep.
safe enough, by the way? From what I can tell.
I think a survival check.
I'm good at this. That's a 22.
22? Yeah. So this section is probably one of the more dense, based off of Hope's description, seems to be one of the more dense foresty areas that isn't completely either below sea level or whatnot. As in terms of like camping, it's probably about as best as it gets.
Cool. Yeah, I like this place.
All right. Good night.
Good
So
night.
who's sleeping and who's keeping watch? night.
I'll keep watch.
Or
I
is it
sleep.
sleeping?
Yeah, I'll stay up too.
Okay.
Ithryl will also sleep.
All right.
What about Toon?
Toon
Toon
is not
also
with us.
sleep.
I thought Toon wasn't with us.
He is.
I thought Toon was in
Yeah,
What
the
you
about
ship.
our Raven Guard?
What?
They are technically with you all.
Are they sleeping? Staying up.
Two of them will sleep. One of them, the newly made paladin, will stay awake.
Was that the cleric?
He leveled up and went paladin. Oh, multi-class.
No, wait. But who's the new okay, who's the new paladin? The guy that does this?
The big one,
Okay.
The big boy, the thick
big
boy.
boy, the one who's been carrying around the great sword.
The great
Yes.
Paladino.
It's the paladin. He specifically told you guys when you met that he wanted to be a paladin. So, but anyway,
Just want to
so
be.
he will. You see, he's kind of like sits up, back against the tree, kind of like puts his sword on his lap while he looks out.
Dun,
I'm
dun,
asleep.
dun.
So,
Stand low.
can those who are staying awake make a perception check?
Perception. Yo, natural 18 for the 20.
Hobo 20.
Yeah, it's me. Same here.
Nice.
That is
Sight beyond
a
sight.
22.
So,
22 for Hope.
all right. So, as you are all keeping watch, you see as the rest of the group begins to make camp and ready to sleep, you all set up and keep watch. Some of you keeping patrol around while others staying close to those resting. Eventually, you see as the night as the sky further begins to darken, the population around the swamp begins to become more and more dense. Further out beyond the trees, you see as these humanoid forms begin to just populate what was once streets of Hammer Swamp. You see as primarily, majority of them seem to be elven in nature, but others seem to be a humanoid as well, and some in very abnormal shapes, similar to the Slod and those winged creatures which followed it. As they continue out around, none of them seems to have noticed you at any point in time. Orys, you see the familiar
I was asleep.
from the night. Oh, you were asleep?
Yeah, I was
Sorry.
hopeful with 22.
It's Hope, him, and who else? Gabriel, so like
Iggy.
Iggy. Okay. So none of you. Oh, actually, Iggy, you see the familiar purple-skinned individual making his way through the forest. Not approaching you all, but he kind of makes his way through the forest towards the gated section.
Oh. Put my hand down.
You said I
Noted.
see this too?
You see it, but it does. He doesn't stand out any more than the rest of them.
I'm not asleep.
Hmm?
I'm not asleep.
Not now, but when we met him.
Oh,
in the
so
boat.
no, I think I've seen him
Yeah.
before though, with the waves. Because I sent.
That's right.
Oh yes, you do recognize him. You were the one who spotted him in the way. So yes, you do recognize him as well. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll
But you
just
see
keep
he-
an eye on him. What he's doing.
So you all see as he.
Oh, continue later.
Okay. So you all see as he kind of walks over towards this gate. To bend and tangle and unwind themselves, allowing entry for him as he walks towards and through them. You see, you can hear the sounds. It just sounds like something clattering and clanking just from beyond the gate, and you see as a series of bones are kind of like rolling around on the ground. But you see as he kind of just like raises his hands and they all begin to just settle. Behind him, the gate kind of just kind of warps again and closes as he continues further deeper inside beyond vision. The rest of the time on your watch, it goes by relatively uneventfully.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that was. See like.
Well, this place is a complete fucking shit show. I thought there was just vampires here. Now they've got fucking bone snakes crawling around the ground.
Bones?
I don't know. Just as long as he's not bothering us.
Well,
I guess we'll wake up because our shift is over.
yeah, I'll wake up Greg. Hello.
Hey,
So, you guys went to Phil Gray and on what we saw?
our friend went and saw blowing hands.
Well, I'm glad we didn't sleep in the garden.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
But so I guess you guys can start going to bed, and then
I'm gonna
I'll
stay
see
up
you.
for another hour going to bed.
Okay,
I'll go to bed.
that's just going to lengthen our stay here for another hour.
We can
I'll-
just have my bedtime. I'll deal with.
I'll throw up the dome around Ithryl and Orys, and everyone can get inside, and I'll go to sleep.
Okay.
Alright, so I'll stay up for 4 more hours and wake up Ithryl and Orys.
So right now, awake is Iggy and Gray.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything you all want to do during your watch?
I'm gonna, since they pointed out everything in the garden, I'm just gonna keep an eye in that direction. Kind of just
Alright.
pet him, make sure he's staying calm and quiet.
I put
Alright.
on my goggles and do snatch time. Same thing. That
Okay. Banner sets, nothing. Looking towards the gated area. Occasionally, you do see looks like one of the elves comes up towards the gate, and as you can see, it's kind of like bangs on the side of the gate. You see as Alucard kind of
Not saying
comes
anything.
out slowly makes his way out and has a very short, brief conversation with him before they would at least part ways, and he returns to the insides of it. But nothing significant during that time. Can each of you make your perception checks?
Yep. For me.
16, and you said 19 for Iggy? Okay, so that's only in the first hour. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing happens in the first hour before you get to head to rest.
That
Following.
also scared me.
Exactly. Yeah, I accidentally moved the map. Nothing happens in the first hour before you begin to head to rest. Around midnight or gray, you see as these elven individuals, as they are walking, you see as almost like the fading of an illusion. You see as their skin begins to darken for a bit and reveal that there are actually drow walking around.
Okay. I'm gonna write down, or pretty much just be like on watch and writing everything in my journal, keeping notes.
Yep. But as that the rest of your watch, nothing else happens out of what is already happening. No one seems to have noticed you.
Okay. So that's the whole 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Orys and Ithryl have slept their full short rest. I'm gonna go into the bed and wake them up.
Yep.
Also, all the elves are drow. Yeah.
Gross.
You told me that too?
Yeah, I woke you both up.
Okay, so that means that the drow from the Underdark are free then.
Oh shit, you're right. Possibly.
Wait, the drop in power.
Are free?
Possibly.
Or it's just different drow.
It
like,
could
It's
Yeah.
possible, but I don't know of many other drow peoples.
Well, they're a pretty secretive bunch.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, the drow.
I imagine the vampires on the way out of the Underdark, they probably took a couple of drow with them, as well as whatever else they could find.
They could, but the drow didn't have anything to do with Atlas, which is kind of what's going on here. But anyways.
Well, the
I'm going
vampires didn't have anything to do with Atlas either.
Yeah, they.
It doesn't really matter for right now. We'll find out later if we talk to these people or if we confront them. But as of right now, we just know they're drow. We'll see where this takes us.
Yeah, I'm going back to bed. You guys keep
All right,
looking out.
and I've had my 8 hours of sleep, or how many hours?
You've had your 8 hours, yes.
Okay. All good.
Okay. So, right now, Ithryl and Orys are keeping watch.
Yeah.
All right. Can each of you make a perception check?
Of course. That is a 19.
19 as well.
So each of you notice it is less of a either slave-based relationship and more of a mutual disdain for one another, but of a we have to work together type situation between these creatures that inhabit this swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Notice like every now and then that like a kind of a scruffle will break out, but someone or something comes to break up the fight, and they continue on their way. Ithryl, you notice that it is also strange that it is only men here. All the drow are only men.
Okay. Do I see and does it seem like anyone is sort of in charge, or is it all just sort of they're all the same level? Looks like. Like, is there one figure that seems to be a bit more elevated in terms of a power structure that we can see?
No. No, it seems everyone who is in this section or who you have encountered so far seems to all be on either the same leadership structure.
Awful little demons here, Orys.
Yeah, this is very fucking weird.
Although the Drow village that I got kidnapped to is all men as well.
Do I remember anything about Drow societies being like predominantly men?
No. No, there was no. There's no like discrimination between the two.
Maybe they have a no.
You know that generally the women hold more of an authority in Drow societies.
Yeah, remember.
No chicks allowed club, maybe.
More
Because
kind
the Drow I met that kidnapped me were mostly men.
Entirely men.
Because Aklis like led to the demise of the women of the village.
the Drow village that I saw like in dark. That
The Drow village and the Underdark that you encountered were all women. The Drow that you encountered in Aura Road were all men.
Okay.
He explained to you while you were in Aura Road that the women who had escaped the Underdark with them had turned into pseudo aboliths because they were tricked, and that's why there were only men there.
So this might be that village, I guess.
This could be, but yeah, we don't know for sure yet. But it does seem.
You wait. I'm not awake. Everyone's not awake yet, right? This is just.
Not yet. This is just back and forth between those two.
Or it's an intro hour.
Yeah. Do they? There's nothing that could identify them as being from the Underdark, I guess.
Yeah, do I recognize any of
Or
them?
like any maybe was there any
Make another
like,
perception check.
like
There's
village
that
colors?
fucker over there.
Any village colors or like insignia that they wore before?
Make another perception check, Ithryl.
I'm rolling. That's 16.
16. Okay. It takes some time, but you do recognize one of them from the Underdark, from your time in the village.
Okay, so Orys, I recognize one of these guys from the group that kidnapped me back in Aurora Road, so it looks like there is some connection going on here.
Do you think that because we help them, they might be friendly to us?
I mean, these particular ones have no reason to be hostile towards me or, by extension, everyone in the party, but I'm not sure if things have changed due to their. Obviously, things have changed quite a bit since they're here now instead of back to Aurora Road, so I don't know.
Right.
When I first left off with them, or when I last left off with them, we seemed like we were fine. In fact, there's talk of even working together again in the future for a job. But I don't know if that's changed now. Considering
So here's an idea. What if you just step in and like, hey, I'm here for that job. Like pretend like there was, there's nothing wrong with you being there.
Yeah, but before there's a job because they kidnapped me, I think they would kind of realize something's up. I just strolled on in here. They seem to offer jobs on their terms.
True.
Offer service. I'm asleep.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm asleep.
He's fucking mumbling in his sleep over there.
Even
Cats.
Cat.
Service.
You guys accidentally slept next to a pile of catnip, and it's just getting to him.
All right. Well, do I see, I guess for the rest of the time, do I notice anything else strange?
No, you see as the gated area. Those of you who ate the fruit, you can see that this gated area is full of very series of these planted trees. All of them have this red seeds and red fruit hanging from them.
Just red?
And you notice
Nothing blue?
just red, nothing blue. You see as they are all growing rather rapidly.
Okay.
Can Can I like have a
Looking back towards the beaches where you came, you see as there is where there was just dirt and sand on the beach. There is now a tree there.
Where I saw Iggy plant the seed.
You get to swim, yeah.
Can I look at my seed? Is it like doing anything weird? Is it glowing? Is it like
Nope, it's just the same. It has this ever so slight blue
just seeding?
hue to it, but that's about it.
Okay. Put it in my pocket and continue on the lookout.
Do I estimate how many people are in this, the swamp? Like, I know they're all kind of going back and forth. Is there any way we can have like a rough guess as to how many we think there are?
About a wisdom check.
I the roll.
That is a solid 11.
11.
Ooh, solid.
Uh,
Can I help him on that?
could be. Yeah.
Help me, oh wise one.
Go ahead and roll with advantage. Or do you want me to roll?
Go ahead and roll again.
Hey, roll. Look.
Still 11.
Still 11.
God damn it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a couple dozen, could be a couple hundred. There's no way to know really from what you see, man.
Jesus Christ.
At least from 1 to 2,000, at least.
I've been at a pretty small window in terms of,
Say 12.
not people in the world.
I mean, that's a good range, I think. We could take on 1 to 1,000 as well.
For sure.
There's. Well, I'm still asleep. I'm saying I'm asleep.
You're gonna stay asleep. That's why I kill
Near the end of your watch, you hear the sounds of almost bloody murder.
Almost bloody.
You look over towards the west, near the beach area, and you see as an elven, a drow male is kind of just like, by the sounds of it, like he's fighting for his life. Looking over, you see as these two very tall humanoids are kind of just looks like playing with him. As he seems to be, you see, he's got like this dagger in one hand and a sword in another, kind of like swinging very rapidly as they are just rushing back and forth around, running circles around him. Eventually, you see as he kind of like rushes forward and kind of like stabs at one as they pull the blade out from his hand and kind of like stab him with it, just drag him off. You see the rest. You see as a few of the either fiends or demons are there kind of like laughing and cackling while the elves kind of stand there and just look away while this is happening.
I think there's two of the vampire. That's how the Orys.
I don't think they're getting along well.
Yeah, but I think that the two that were obviously way superior are the vamp. Pretty certain.
Yeah, no, that was clear to me. They were moving way too fast.
Looks like something vampire or
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, notice how the other drow aren't stepping up to defend him, which means that those two big guys are definitely the leaders here. We spotted our lords of vampire.
Yeah, they did. Those two tall figures. Did they seem like vampire spawn that we've seen before?
No, they are very reminiscent of the vampire lord you encountered.
Oh, so they looked like the Lord, not the spawn.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what I'm saying. Yeah,
shit.
the two vampire lords in my dream I saw.
Alright, let's pack it up.
Yeah. Let's start packing it up. We're not. We're leaving.
We're still asleep.
How long are we into our watch?
This is almost at the end of your watch.
Which means the sun would be up there.
No, their watch ends at 5.
How far away was?
This is a ways off. It took you heard it. You heard it before you saw it, and you went to go check it out is when you saw this happening. But it's a couple hundred feet away from you is when you see it.
Okay, so yeah, let's not try and draw any attention to ourselves.
Definitely not. I think the plan, once everyone is up, the plan should be to infiltrate into the city, speak to somebody in the drow, that maybe you know, and then see if we can get them on our side.
I'm gonna try and find one I recognize and try and just get one. I don't want to talk to too many people if we can help it. I want
Right.
to see if we can isolate one.
Yeah.
See what we can learn.
You see, as the one cleric who's kind of like up watching, keeping watch with you, is kind of like
Forgetting about them.
and shitting himself. But
Oh, the one
Keep
that
your
does-
goddamn mouth shut, kid.
If he shits in this hut, if I have to wake up, I will eject him. Now that I've been asleep for 12 fucking hours.
So I should be awake.
Talk about oversleeping.
We've been waiting.
Yeah, at this point, yes. If there's something else, then yes, the rest of you do. The end of your watch does come to an end. And
And now
Info
everyone-
dump. Info dump. Info dump. Info dump.
do you info dump?
Yes.
Here and
Oh,
there.
Shit. Well,
You're not gonna disclose everything?
I look over to where the tree has been planted.
You see a regularly sized tree on the beach place there. But
Her name.
every. What was that?
Her name is Jezebel, and I say this out loud for
What are you talking about?
the tree that I.
What
Oh.
You
tree?
don't see it. You don't see a tree there.
I
what's
think
it
you're
gonna
seeing.
do?
You might need some more. You didn't sleep last night, did you?
No, I slept.
Yeah,
I was
you're
going
you're
aloud.
seeing things.
I see a
No, I
lot.
see it.
Like I could see the size of your ego on a day-to-day basis.
It grows larger and larger. All
Well,
right. So did you info dump us on the stuff?
Sure.
All right. So it could take some maneuvering. We could probably get these drow on our side to help us out, but then again, maybe not. I don't know.
It would
They all
help if
they all
we
seem like a
had
bunch of
some
fucking
allies.
assholes, but they also seem like they're in trouble and they're not liking their situation.
Yeah, exactly.
well,
Oh.
Who's getting beat up?
who can disguise
drow.
like themselves as a drow?
I
Go
can
and-
disguise.
I have I can. I have horns though. That can't hide those. That's the thing.
I mean, it's possible that I could be perceived as a drow because they.
I have a costume kit. I could make you.
You
'Cause-
could just
Look.
be an elf.
And
Yeah,
then
but they
also,
look like regular elves in the daytime.
You could be mixed.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, then you can just walk around as your own stealth. Just be very persuasive. Very persuasive.
I'll leave that to you.
I can't. I mean, with I would be the blue fucker running around out there.
Can't you dress yourself as something else?
I mean, I can dress myself, but like I said, I have horns on
Listen,
my
guys,
head.
let me just.
Can't
let's
hide
try and
those.
find just one of them.
Okay,
Let
then.
me talk to them. They know me from before, and that way, if they're hostile, we can take just one drink, and if they're not, we can learn from them.
Do you have a disguise kit?
Mila.
I do, yes, but like I said, they already know, and like we were on good terms in these drow.
Okay, so
I don't know if we
Should-
still are.
if you're going to go in there, should we all as a group move somewhere hidden but closer? That way, if you're in trouble, it won't take us an hour to walk upon your dead body.
Let me ask Larry, do I notice, like, can I study, like, their movement patterns to see if I can, like, predict when one drow will be alone, like, amongst the outskirts of town?
Make a wisdom check.
Also, I know Kayla wants to say something.
Yeah, we're tapping it. She's tapping it to me.
Okay.
So wait, were those the same drow that left?
They're the
What do you
drow that
like,
kidnapped
Dad?
me.
The one we've made the deal with to get those blood diamonds.
So Jerry is there, possibly the one that I was with. You did trade. He didn't give me his real name. I named Jerry.
He didn't give me his real name. He didn't give me his number.
What a
Oh,
dick.
it wasn't like that. He just listened to the rant, and I'm very grateful.
Mm.
3, Larry.
3.
Damn.
Cool.
Damn.
Okay.
Damn.
So, you got about 15 feet away from the group. What do you say?
Check 1, 2. Isabeth, are you there?
Hey. There we go. I got some.
Am I needed?
I am sad. So, like,
Oh,
words that they make no sense. Can you give me like a where add bit of assistance? Think I planned it, but I'll give you later. A lot has happened last since we got rudely disconnected.
Ooh, wow. Can you guys hear her?
No.
I don't know who
It's
she's
like
talking
we're coming in and out. It's coming in and out. That's why.
I know. It sounds like she's either talking to the vampire dude or
I-
the
no,
weird
she-
little fey guy from the
no.
necklace.
I will say in game, you guys can hear her because she rolled absolutely horribly
Yeah,
on her
that's
stealth
fine.
check. But I'm talking about like out of game. Can you hear her?
She's talking to Idabeth, right?
Yeah, yes, but she. Can you hear what you just said? I
No.
don't. I can't. I
I
pieced
did not.
together parts of it.
I couldn't hear.
I need you to make a persuasion check.
Oh,
If you're saying what I think you're saying, I need you to make a
The
persuasion.
Eggmeister.
Yes.
14?
again.
Sorry, but merely an observer and slight aid from my end, and that's all the aid I am currently allowed to give you.
Slight aid better than.
Well, the slight aid is the protection from scrying which you have received, and the detection that you have fallen so in love with consistently at your disposal.
This lady sucks.
I think it's a man.
Oh, it's a man? This man sucks.
But
It's a bro.
Maybe you guys can't.
you can't hear him. You can hear her, but you can't hear him.
Yeah, I know.
But,
That was just a little bird. That was just a little bird.
You can't help that. Okay, glad to hear. And sure you. The heck out.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So, you guys are heading where now?
Well, it's all we're gonna like kind of ghost Ithryl while he goes to talk to somebody.
Okay. So
So we're gonna try to stay at a safe hidden
Safe distance.
distance, but that way, if he gets into a fight, we can help him out.
Wait, we're all.
Larry, you never answered my question. If I rolled a 14 for wisdom, I was trying to see if I can find a pattern that one of those drow would be alone.
You see as every about half hour, one of the drow goes to check out the shores. But that's about it.
Every half hour, you said?
Yes, about half hour. Every about half hour, one of the drow kind of makes a trip down the trail and heads towards the shores. Does a very quick look around and heads deeper into the swamps.
Okay, so maybe guys, we should go hide in like the brush by the shore, and when one of these drow comes by themselves to take a look at the shore, we can or I can come out and see if I can talk to them. Hopefully, they'll be civil towards me and learn some stuff.
Well, I do want to go look at the what's it called, Jezebel tree, but if you guys
I don't even see what I'm talking about, but whatever you want.
anyways, if you and the rest of everyone got, or you could go in and make contact with the drow, and they could all hide around you guys, just like, or, but
myself.
to the
I'll go
tree.
with you.
No, you would go. Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, yeah, I was gonna go play on top, set out the drow. Soon as I'd have some backup nearby.
Yeah.
I mean, I can
so-
come along with you. Have they started putting on their like elf disguises, by the way, or do they still look like drows?
Around 6 o'clock, when the sun begins to rise, is when simultaneously all of them kind of just begins to form this illusion of a regular elf,
Okay.
a wood elf to be more specific.
So if you had Orys and Gabe in the bushes with you, then you could go to the tree at the same
No,
time.
they're actually disguising as elves in the daytime.
There's no elves.
Could we do
There's no
that,
elves.
LaRue?
Trying to do what? Sorry.
So while Orys, Ithryl, and Gabe go to make contact,
Oh Jesus, that messed up the whole stream.
did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so apologies to the audience. I don't know why Mason left the call, but
He's back.
okay.
Yeah, sorry, my internet shit out on me for a second.
It's okay. It's kind of our thing.
Looks like it's good again, right?
Can we
Yeah,
fix
it's fine.
it?
It's fine now. Now that he's back,
Okay.
it's fine.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I literally went to the bathroom and I guess I came back and it must have like snapped off and snapped back on real fast.
Okay, so Gabe, Orys, Ithryl, and Hope. Did you want to go to the?
I think it should just be me and Ithryl because we can look like elves.
Okay.
I can be very persuasive, but like I said, with
Well, I
my
mean,
appearance, I
you
can't
got-
really hide these.
Yeah, but you guys could hang in the back and be backup as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we should all like jump out of the bushes on this guy. If it's just me, he might be more willing to talk. Because they only kidnapped me last time. They never had any contact with you guys directly.
Yeah, that's I'm completely fine with that. It's just yeah,
But
see
what
where
if-
they're at on all this.
All right, and then Iggy, do you want to go check out the tree that you planted while they're doing that, or
They're gonna go meet.
And expose yourselves?
is that?
Wait, we're
is
getting
it
we're getting
planted
naked.
right on the beach?
Where did you get that?
No, no one's getting naked.
Sorry.
I got too excited.
Wait, you said something about exposing ourselves?
Ew.
No, I'm asking because Gray wants to go see the tree, but I'm asking him if he's willing to expose himself in the party.
Still don't
Risk
know
it.
what fucking
Well,
tree you're talking
Not
about.
if it's right. I didn't know if it was in the sand on the beach. I thought it
Yeah,
was
it's in
like
the
in
sand.
the forest.
She's beautiful.
Is she like a sandalwood?
What kind of tree is it?
A sandalwood?
So you
Oak tree.
planted it
An
out
oak
in the
tree.
ocean.
An oak tree in the middle of the beach.
Her name is
Man.
Jezebel.
Y'all see an oak tree, but
I don't see shit.
yeah, you don't see it.
Does it have a face with a long schnoz
So let me get
and big eyebrows?
and or the elf and
I-
you and Gray going to the.
I can't hear a word you're
Oh
saying.
yeah, you're cutting out, Kayla.
Okay, so how about now?
Much better.
Better.
Much
Better.
better.
Way better.
Okay, so Ithryl and Orys are going to meet Elves, and Gray and Iggy are going to the. Correct.
I'm gonna
think
try to
that's right.
yes, essentially, but I'm gonna try to be a little bit behind Ithryl just so he has some backup at least.
And me and the boo thing are gonna hide out in the, in the shadows.
Then the. Okay, then I will go with Gray.
But yeah, so is the tree that you planted, is it out in the open, or did you plant it?
Oh,
It's
no,
on.
no.
It's in the sides. It's not out in the open. She planted it while you guys were hiding. So.
Okay, so cool. So we can go see it with like a reasonable, like,
Covered.
suspicion that will be like stealthy.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. All right, we'll go look at it.
If you guys got some good stealth tricks, yeah. Good. So,
Great.
two. So as we do this, okay, so we'll handle Iggy and Gray first since they are closer. You two begin to head south, back towards
For the
the
winter.
shores. My gosh, back towards the shore. Heading in that direction, you see as off near the edge of the coast, you see the familiar humanoid kind of sitting there with his long black sword, as his seemingly back at his post, that you now know to be a death slot in disguise. Can each of you make stealth checks, please?
Yep.
Everybody's disguising themselves as something
Uh-oh.
else.
It's a 0105. God.
Mine's a 16.
16 and
What's
5.
two?
Tune is coming with you guys. Cool.
Oh my
We
God.
do need to keep track of that one.
Couldn't we have gotten a sitter?
No, we couldn't have because we all just bamu.
Doesn't Bindle have a
Tune.
doggy daycare?
Tune got a
What is-
6.
A tune got a 6. Okay.
Tune got a 6. So, as you are all making your way, as the three of you now
I
are making your way back towards the beach, you see as seeing the familiar humanoid, Tune begins to bark towards him, and you attempt to try and quiet him. Not in time. You see as he kind of stands up, picks up his blade, and looks out. Who goes there?
I pull Kuhn's mouth shut.
Get out of my handling check. Iggy, what are you doing? Iggy, what are you doing?
I'm keeping quiet.
Cool. You do not successfully keep his mouth shut. As you kind of like try and just keep his mouth shut, you hear, and it's just
Scooby doing it. Just Scooby Dooed it.
Ray.
as that's happening, you see he is beginning to approach you at your
Does
direction.
he see us? Is he making
He
eye
does
contact?
not directly see you, but he is heading towards the Bark King.
Okay.
You ain't.
I am going to cast.
Kill dog.
No, not kill. Fuck you. Old monster.
Old monster.
Ooh, that's a big boy spell.
Yeah, it is.
Old monster.
All right.
On who?
Hold the dressing on the salad.
Can't believe you
That's
do
a
that to.
fail.
Can't believe you do that to Toon, dude.
Yeah, Tune failed.
No.
What? No.
No, he was blasting
No,
that salad.
the death slot failed.
Okay, so.
See, he
He's
kind of
just
like
frozen?
yes, you see as he is quickly making his way in your direction with his blade out. You see he has dropped the illusion as you see as the death slot form is reaching the edge of this kind of treed foresty section, and he's just kind of like frozen in place.
Iggy, we gotta go.
Why not just take the sword from him?
What?
He can't. Let's take the sword from him. He can't move, right?
One,
Yeah, but it's
two.
gonna.
3,
Oh god.
Four.
Let me get check every 6 seconds.
5.
If you want to
Six.
grab it, go grab it with like glove, and we gotta.
And he
go.
rolled. And he rolled.
It's fine. We'll go.
1, 2,
Okay, we're taking off.
3. Look at that, I'm on handling check.
Okay,
Oh no.
Can you like put him in like a backpack and carry him around?
Cool. Tune is standing guard, protecting his owners.
11.
We need to get a tune backpack.
I'm
Roommates.
picking his ass up.
Right.
Are we running? Goodbye, Jezebel.
Cool. He still has failed. Alright, so you begin to make your way back in the direction you came towards the camp. Cutting back to the rest of the party. Orys and Ithryl, you each begin to head out. You said you were walking just plainly in the open. You're not stealthing towards it.
No, I'm stealth. We wanna hide in like towards like where we know one of the drow will be themselves. Like, I don't wanna be like out in the open kind of. I just wanna wait like stealthily until I see one drow by themselves going towards the door, and then I wanna come out and talk to the drow.
Cool. So you guys are technically going in the same direction. It takes a while before you two, the two groups eventually split up. But when you reach the checkpoint where he's just kind of looking out, you get to that point. Anyway.
I guess, can I hide?
Oh, me and Hoper, we're trailing behind. We're in the shadows.
Yeah.
Wait, so repeat it. Me and Ian cut out second. Sorry.
So, Ithryl and Orys, you two are at the point where you see he is kind of looking out towards the sea.
Oh, the drow?
Yes.
Okay, you guys hang back. I'm gonna try and talk to him for a second. Anything you want me to ask him?
Well, it's just me and.
We're not like right with you at all right now. We're back.
Anything you want me to ask this guy or no?
Well, do you remember their leader's name when you met him last?
Larry, do I remember that name?
Isaac.
Isaac.
So,
Of course.
Just remember, we overpaid for that fucking spit.
That aboleth bath water.
I'm leaving.
Me too.
Stream ends now.
Oy.
All right, so you want to ask him about Isaac?
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's here or not. He might be here with.
Dude,
Oh,
uprising.
Might be dead.
Uprising.
Might be dead.
Uprising. Fight the power.
I'll see
Fight
what
the
they're
power.
doing here, and yeah.
So
I'll wing it. I'm gonna go approach the drow.
Find out where the fuck that dwarf's at.
So, you approach him. We'll first see if he recognizes you at all. He does not. Cool. So, as you approach him, I see he looking at you. He kind of reaches for his blade. What do you want? Who are you?
You met me before. By Aura Road. You guys kidnapped me. You took me to Isaac to do a job for you. Remember?
Did things to me.
Is it Jerry?
Oh no, I timed out again? What's wrong with our internet?
We see you still. He kind of like looks at you. You're that human that they sent down to find the gems.
Correct. Yes, I was sent by Isaac to go find you guys those giants, and I succeeded.
But what are you doing here?
I was gonna ask you the same question.
It's none of your business. What are you doing here?
It's a long story. Listen, are you guys?
You guys hiring?
Are you with him?
No,
No.
just me.
Oh, you cut off. You cut out, Ian. Yeah.
Was it just me that dropped out, or did everybody
Yes,
drop
just
out?
It's
you.
just you.
I don't know what the fuck. My roommate's like streaming HBO, it's just knocking everything out every 30 minutes.
You got streaming 4K, baby.
So, what are you saying? You saying, Ithryl?
I'm asking, where is Isaac?
Make a persuasion check.
I only watched The Sopranos in 128.
Persuasion. 16.
That wasn't it.
I was just kidding. Not it.
16. 10.
What a big dummy.
Dang.
Fucking played me.
I'll look you up and down for a bit. I don't know.
Oh God.
What don't you know about? You remember me. You guys kidnapped me. I got you freaking. We had a business deal. We were gonna do more jobs in the future.
How'd you know we were here?
I didn't know you were here. I just happened to see you here. This is a complete coincidence.
Make a deception check.
It's not a deception. it's not a lie.
Oh well, yeah, it's technically not a lie. So
No.
I'll leave it. But,
You kidnapped that man. You did things to that man.
I got scars, man. Emotional scars.
They touched him.
Did he stood you up on a
Wait,
date?
do we have to roll or no?
technically it's
Persuasion,
not a lie,
right?
so-
Would it be-
Yeah, another persuasion check.
Deception. You said
Come here,
deception.
pal.
Persuasion, because it's not a lie. Technically, you all you're right. It's not a lie. Ooh.
17. 17.
17. You're a persuasive motherfucker.
Damn, you got
Sorry, that's 15. That's 15. My bad. I can't do that. It's 15.
Maybe not that persuasive. All right. All right. Those, well, kind of flipped up. Those gems, they kind of saved our aspect there, so. If you are who you say you are,
A
you
superstar.
smile or something. Shut up.
He has no fear.
See as he kind of puts his blade away. Come on. He gestures for you to follow him.
Oh, fuck.
Alright.
I'll follow from a distance.
All right. I'm gonna need you to make a stealth check.
I guess we'll follow from a distance as well.
Give me just a second.
That's a 15.
Oh, you are so happy. Orys, you hear like this. You hear the sound of barking in the distance, and that was his perception check to see if he hears the barking as well, because you are all technically at the shore right now. But
Fuck.
he does not notice you. But he does not notice you as you are all continuing. You see, he takes you in further deeper into the swamps.
Listen, should I disguise myself as one of you, as an elf?
If you can.
I can.
Me and old girl are falling behind. Safe distance. Safe.
All right. Need each of you making a stealth check as well.
With advantage because we're far behind.
No. I'll just lower. Just take. He rolled a 3 on his perception. Just making sure you don't roll a natural 1.
I rolled a stealth check.
Yeah. And hope.
I got 16.
16. Okay.
Above. It's like a 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Still got a 3 on his perception check. But you're fine. So, you all follow. He takes you deeper into the swamps, down a few of the. Excuse me. A few of the remaining roads, and over some of the kind of like puddled and watery sections. You see throughout the city a few of these. Oh, did you do that disguise, by the way?
Yes.
All right, so he spent about 10 minutes to do that, but you see throughout the city, there are more of these drow kind of lingering around. Some of them simply keeping watch, others kind of clearing sections out of these ruined homes and making sort of a spot for them to either stay or work at. A few of these slod and other demonoid creatures are also inhabiting these streets, but in far less numbers than the drow. Continuing, and you eventually come to a large stone building, surprisingly well intact. You see, as you are at this point in the center of the city of the swamp, you see this large black stone building with this red roof and a forge in the center that is surprisingly still lit.
God damn. So there's a giant pit right there.
Yes. You see this giant pit with it looks like a spiral staircase around the center, around it that leads further down into underground.
While me and Hope are stealthing around, following, watching, I want to keep an eye out for that fucking dwarf.
All right.
As I'm keeping my distance, is anybody taking a double look at me? Like, are they spooked by me, or I guess does anybody
No.
see me? No. Okay.
People do see you, but they pay you no mind.
Okay.
They see you, they just think it's part of the illusion. None of them seem to. A couple of the demons do give you sort of a what the hell look.
And the
One of them
demons
kind
are
of
the
does.
slads?
Some of them are slots. Some of them are things you have never seen before. One of them does approach you, and
Had to ask.
yeah,
God damn it.
because you are not disguised, and you have your holy symbol on you, I believe.
It's just my hammer. It's my only holy symbol.
That's your only holy symbol.
I think. I don't know. I do. I might have a necklace, but I don't think I keep it like out. It might be like tucked inside my armor and stuff.
Okay. Oh wow.
And we'll say, by the way, that the clerics are back at camp.
Can I say back at camp? Okay.
Yeah, because we didn't say what they were gonna do.
I know. Everyone keeps forgetting that they exist.
They're all
But it's
gonna be
okay.
murdered by the time we get back.
If it's not them, it's Toon.
Yeah.
But
Can we just
they,
Oh, he just said he's gonna murder your
Well,
dog, dude.
at least the clerics are useful.
yeah, well,
Wow.
yeah, it's fodder. Anyway, he eventually leaves you.
Toon's peeing next.
You see, stationed outside of this building are two of these drow that seems to just be standing by the door. As both of you walk up, he kind of like nods to them as they allow you to enter. What are the rest of you doing as they go inside of this building?
Sneaking up to a window if we can. If there's like maybe a window with a big bush next to it that we can kind of obscure ourselves.
There are a few windows around. They're all 10 feet above above you.
Is there like a?
This is a house for giants.
This is not a house.
Okay, so how about is there any like pile of like destroyed house that I could maybe pretend to start clearing up, like just moving stuff around, so that I could still see like the entrance of the house? I just want to look busy, like I'm doing something.
Yeah. Make a either deception or performance check, whichever you prefer.
Well, I would prefer a medicine check, but
Definitely not. One of the options I gave you,
you said performance or what? Deception?
or deception.
Where the fuck is deception? Oh, they're both the same. All right, natural 1
Whoa.
Natural 1.
plus 1, so it's a 2.
So you're just like,
So you begin to just go over and you just pick up a stone slab, kind of walk over a couple feet, just put it down. You go find another one, just pick
Very
up another
good.
piece of stone, walk a few feet, just put it down.
All right, cool.
You
That's
see
exactly what I
eventually-
had in my mind, actually.
Just an NPC
just
stuck in the
walking back and forth and picking up the same couple of slabs and putting it back down. But we will get over. We'll get over to that one in a few moments. Gabriel and Hope, what are you two doing? You see, Ithryl is led inside, and shortly behind is Orys, who is picking up a couple of rocks and putting them down.
So there's no way to like look into the window.
Not from here. You also can see as two of the demons seem to be together, and they are making their way towards Orys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would ask Hope what she wanted to do, but I think it might be smart for us to stay hidden, kind of obscured into the bush, whatever, or just observing, not drawing any attention to ourselves.
All right.
Oh,
yeah, I
what do you
guess
think?
just being ready to defend him, come to his aid. Kind of just want to go over there and just start picking up rocks too, but it's fine. We'll just stay back here.
Wait, why do you want to go over there and pick up rocks?
I don't know. I like rocks. Kind of
Got
cool.
something against rocks, man?
No, I don't. Just don't know why anyone would just want to walk around and pick them up. That's all.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. We'll stay back here and just hang out.
I'm on my 12th rock at this point. Just
If
picking
you
it
want
up.
to, if you want,
putting it
I
down.
you would like to go forward. You may.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You-
Yeah, I'm kidding.
All right. So, Ithryl, you are led inside. Inside of this building is surprisingly clean and well put together. None of the walls in here are even remotely damaged, and the floor seems to be clean and swept. Heading down the halls, you see as where you see there seems to, at one point been portraits or some types of paintings on the wall, but they've all been sort of like blotted out and either like scratched up or torn apart. And the symbol of Mulak has been just drawn over each of the remaining portraits and pictures.
Oh, great.
Heading further in, you reach a large opening. To the left of it, you see as this large stone forge that reaches probably about 60 feet towards the ceiling is lit and burning, and you see as a series of different ores are on the side, either being tossed in by these elves or just collected. On the other side, you see as there seems to be two large seats. One of them you see Isaac is sitting in, and the other you see as there is a dwarf sitting in as well. They seem to be sitting. Adjacent to them, you see the familiar demon creatures that you encountered in the lizard folk tribe that kidnapped Gabriel. And I hate you, Mason.
When did Gabriel get kidnapped?
Yeah, when did Gabriel get
Remember, well, not
Lizard
there,
folk
but
tribe.
It was that D-bag warlock who
Oh,
snatched
fuck
me
that
up with
guy.
The
Or
clawed,
the snaky arm guy.
the snake-armed demon.
You just
thing.
walked into the fucking clubhouse, dude.
Yeah.
The Illuminati
You
clubhouse.
see, as like Isaac kind of looks over to you, just like confused. What the hell? Look. But there's nothing's been said at this point.
I'm still like disguised as the rest of them, like as an elf.
Oh, okay. Never mind that. He is confused as to what's going on, but not specifically to you. What seems to be going on? You see, as the drow kind of points to you. Well, this one says he's the one who brought us those gems that helped us out back there at the whole road. Just looking for more business or work or pay, whatnot. But figured I'll send them to you.
Who said that?
The one who escorted you inside.
Who's introducing me?
Oh, okay. You talking to Isaac?
Yeah, he's talking to Isaac.
Is
But
the
they're
dwarf
all
like
look-
looking at me too?
The dwarf is looking at you. He seems absolutely unfazed.
Cool.
Yeah, that dwarf is cool.
Hey, Isaac.
The fuck does the dwarf?
I can't really say I forget a face.
Yeah, I got a couple of faces, but you know me from well, like I said,
You know me from such things as things.
such hits as getting blood diamonds.
Such it says.
The voice I recall, although my eyes do seem to be quite deceived. To what do I owe the company? I can't imagine you came all the way here for a few coins or whatnot. So, whose life is at stake now?
Well, actually, just happened to be a bit of coincidence that I spotted you boys here. I was just I ran into your friend here. I was
Just in
kinda
town.
curious as to what you guys are doing here.
I was just passing by.
Thought I dropped
Right.
one.
And you found your way to Hammer Swamp of all places by happenstance?
Well, no, I heard there's some, very old, valuable treasure to be found here from the old days, quite the forge, I would.
Make a deception check.
Yes,
Way
let's
back in
fucking
my
go. Let's
pappy's
fucking
day.
go.
In my pappy's day. Go. Mining these
Come on,
things.
buddy. Come on, buddy.
Oh boy.
What is it?
Roll.
He rolled a 19, a natural 19 plus his insight.
Hell yeah. Oh no.
I rolled a 17.
Oh fuck.
So you see a kind of smirk comes across his face.
Shit. Could I
Fuck
do
this
a
dude.
smirk? Like, I want him to know that, like, I'm lying.
Don't you ever realize?
So you see he kind of looks at you. He kind of like eyes you for a second. So, brother,
Ugh.
I hear, and if you are catching on to his drift, I
He's
hear
talking.
business.
It's Steve's
I
camp,
hear
buddy.
business.
Oh god, this guy
Is-
has everything.
Quite shaky.
Give me a moment to ponder his words.
He's saying it's not a good time.
Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
You're the worst rogue.
And you never had to do this shit. You just
You-
like, I want
you
to
never
I
even
know. I
learned
know. We're right now. We're not going off of Thieves' Cant, but I'm putting it in a way so that you would understand, basically.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, there are very few materials here left for you to gather, and we've got all the employees we need.
Oh, okay, well, no harm, no foul. I can see you guys are pretty set up here. What's, may I ask, what's the play here?
He kind of looks over towards the dwarf, who seems very confused at the shift in tone.
So I came in blasting.
Swinging my hammer.
He
So,
looks over toward the dwarf. He says, "Would you mind if I speak to this one in my chambers?" You see,
Ooh.
oh,
And once again,
Finally,
baby gets no action.
what we were looking for.
it's just gonna be two pale buttocks in one room.
Botoxes?
It's Batai, actually.
Buttai, two pale buttai.
It's,
So does
it-
Mason
it's
not know
Batois.
words, or is it Gabe that doesn't know words?
It's Mason.
It's
I speak
Batois.
Duval. I'm from Jacksonville, so
see, his,
Yeah.
certain dialect.
That explains so
dwarf.
much and also raises a lot of questions.
the dwarf kind of looks both of you. I'd rather all conversation happen here in the open.
Then I stabbed him.
Well, you heard the man. So, it appears that there will be no business done today.
Damn. God damn.
Like I said, our last business encounter was pretty beneficial to both of us. So if you ever want to, the job done, you know where to find me.
I would seriously advise you seek work elsewhere, though.
Understood.
You just got
Well,
fired,
thank
dude.
you for your time, and I bid you adieu.
Tip my hat. Tiny little hat.
Do you bow as well or no?
Well, well, you say.
Do you bow?
Do I what?
What do you do? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I said, well, thank you. Perhaps I'll see you in the future, but good luck to you in your future endeavors.
Good luck making it to your next destination.
sound foreboding. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is hint of you might not make it out of the city.
Yeah, I kind of caught that. Okay.
Yeah. So you see as they kind of like nod to each other, and he leads you. He gestures to your escort as he guides you out. Orys, you on the other hand are approached by two.
Am I breaking a sweat yet?
You are. You see as
Kicking rocks over there.
one of them kind of yells at you in this language that you do not understand. The other one kind of just like nudges him for a second.
Do we hear this? Do we understand what he's
Yeah,
saying?
do we understand?
Do you speak Infernal?
We both.
Yes.
Cool. So you see as one of them yells out, "Hey, you lazy stalker! Get back to work!" You can imagine this to be some type of derogatory term. But
And I could tell he's yelling at me.
yes, they're both looking at you.
Looking at him, confused with a rock in my hand. In Elvish, I'll tell him like, I'm just fucking picking these up and moving them over there. What the fuck do you want me to do? Because I could tell like in his tone, he's like yelling at me.
Yep. Make a persuasion check.
I'm guessing
Actually,
he
make an
doesn't-
intimidation check.
He doesn't
Make an
know what I'm
intimidation
saying,
check.
right?
Yes.
Cool. Or can I tell that he
same-
can't
same.
tell?
You can imagine it. By the looks of it. Make an insight check.
Insight, I could do that. That's a natural 20, baby. With a
Natural
plus,
20.
plus 8.
Yeah. Natural 20. He does not understand. He just doesn't seem to speak the language. But you
Beautiful.
can make an intimidation check.
That is going to be 9.
Ooh.
I should have
9.
used that for the
Yeah.
See if as one of them kind of slowly walks up to you.
I'll continue.
up-
I'll continue moving the rock and just not moving fast at all. Just like moving at my regular pace.
I will cut in if I can.
What are you doing?
I'll walk out and I'm going to yell out at him. You lazy son of a bitch! What the hell do you think you're doing? I told you you weren't you weren't to be here. You're to be back at the house.
And are you saying that to me?
I'm saying it towards you in Infernal, so they're gonna hear me as I'm walking. Basically, belittling you.
Okay.
Infernal.
Because it's an Infernal, make a deception check with advantage.
Okay. Let's see. So did I just do that? Wait.
What?
I opened my
there's no
screen. I opened my screen and the dice rolled.
Yeah, that's old dice rolls. Yeah, don't worry about it. Make a dice roll.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll 2 d20s.
Yeah.
Take the higher. So I got a 16 and a 15.
15 and a 15.
So a 16 is deception.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So 20. Or sorry.
24.
Yeah,
right?
27.
27. All right.
27.
You see, as he was in he was getting ready to. You see, as he was started picking up a rock, and he was getting ready to try to hit him with it. But you see, as you butt in, he kind of like looks at you, he's just like, yeah. You see, as both of them kind of like just cackle towards each other.
Yeah,
as they begin to
and
just walk away.
Yeah, and I'm going to, under my breath, once I feel like they're a couple feet away, under my breath, I'm gonna tell, follow me this way, and I'm gonna point like I'm being demanding. Just
make an insight check, Orys.
That's a good one. That's a 25.
Okay, you catch on to what's going on.
Okay. Should I put the rock? Should I bring the rock
Yes.
with me? Okay.
Yes.
I'm bringing it with me. I'm gonna bring the rock with me.
So yeah, we're gonna bring you over to where me and Hope were kind of out of the way, but still have visual on the area. I'll explain basically what we heard in Infernal. Like those guys basically thought you were a slave and they were about to I don't know,
Beat your ass.
beat your ass or make you do something you didn't want to do.
I could have taken them.
It's fine, I know, but we
No, thank you.
low
though.
profile.
But Ithryl,
low profile.
Ithryl definitely went in that house.
Yeah, no,
And,
and we're gonna watch. That's what we're doing over here. We're watching.
Can I put the rock down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
I put the rock down.
Most
Can
definitely.
I put the rock?
So, Iggy and Gray, what are you two of you doing in the meantime?
Weren't we running?
Whilst this is going on? Yes, you escaped. You hit you for a bit of time from behind you. You hear as this deathlock eventually breaks free and begins to chase in your direction. But eventually, you do leave. I mean, you
Okay.
do lose him.
Um,
You reach the site of the camp. You see as the three Raven Queen clerics are just there, weapons out, waiting for what the heck to do next. What's going on?
did they see where the rest of them went, or like what happened?
They said that they walked in. They walked in the same direction you was. Well,
Okay. Iggy, what do you think we should do? Should we wait here or try to go find them?
I mean, if we do find them, I don't think it would be best to go after them, depending on what they're doing. I think we're better off just staying like in the perimeter, avoiding things until we meet up with them.
Alright, well, I guess we'll just hang out here and try to keep an eye out and an ear out for anything else and just kind of hide. Wait
For
them
sure.
to come back.
all right. So,
You saying for sure?
having made their way into Hammer Swamp, some traversing deep into the heart of the swamp, while others staying back and keeping watch. The party has got a little bit of an insight on what is the current situation of the swamp and how things are being run. Having some intel, uh, although split, still safe, the party decides what to do next. What that entails, we will find out after this very short break.
Yes, we'll be back in about 15, 20 minutes, guys.
And as soon as homeboy comes out of that house, I just want to try to get his attention with like a whistle, just like to.
Cat call? With a little cat
Hey!
call. All right, we're on break. Live.
And we're back. So, where we left off, the party had decided to hide on the side of the beach, away from prying eyes and any of investigators who may come to follow them. After hiding a bit, Iggy decided to pique her curiosity and see what would happen should she plant her seed of chaos. Planting it in the ground, it very rapidly began to grow and form a tree. But leading on to more pressing matters, the rest of the group ventured further into Hammer Swamp, where they found a place to rest for the night, far enough from the rest of the island's inhabitants to where they would find some form of safety. Seeing quite a bit of messed up stuff throughout the night, the party managed to stay safe until morning, where they split ways to figure out, one, what exactly did Ignatius plant in the ground, and two, if they could find allies amongst the inhabitants of the swamp. Being unsuccessful with their adventures towards the tree, the rest of the party journeyed to the heart of the swamp, where Ithryl encountered the leader of the drow folk and got a sort of idea as to the current situation. Being advised to leave as quickly as possible, he was released from your interview of sorts, and you are in the process of leaving the building. So, with that being said, action fraction, what are you all doing?
Do I see him leaving the building?
Yes, as Orys and you has reunited with you and Hope, you see as Ithryl is being escorted out from the entrance. As Ithryl, you see as the drow just kind of looks at you like, "Well, sorry I couldn't be in more help. Again, thanks. You kind of really saved our asses back there at our road. So, best of luck to you."
Yeah, thank you. Hope you're, good luck with whatever you're doing here.
Good luck, by the way.
I should have asked him that. Sorry about that, but can't really go into detail with outsiders and all that.
Right, of course.
All right. Well, good luck. You see, as he says, as he turns around and begins to head back inside, closes the door.
On my are. Hear that stupid whistle, and I go into the direction it came towards.
Okay. So you begin to you find the source of said stupid whistle, and you find Gabriel, Hope, and Orys awaiting you.
Hey, what happened?
Not much information, I'm afraid. First of all, the place in there is really nice. It's a really nice place. I can't really tastefully decorated.
Or was there wallpaper? Or was it like painted or?
It was just really classically done. I think.
Who
More like
who-
mid-century
who
or
was-
like late century
who was
kind of
in
like
there?
style?
Open floor plan?
Isaac was in there, who was the leader of the Drowville, and also
I wouldn't
the
be able to picture
dwarf
it.
I saw from my.
Yeah, but did they have like an open concept kitchen, or?
It was pretty. It was like a postmodern, but very tastefully done postmodern.
Okay.
How easy? Hey, how easy? So does it look like he sleeps in there? That's where he takes rest.
Well, it looks like there's two very large chairs, which is Isaac's and the dwarf. So it looks like those two are kind of, in charge of like the lower group here.
Oh, you saw the
I do
dwarf?
believe-
Wait, you said the dwarf is there?
Yeah, Isaac and the dwarf were in these two chairs that were kind of like overshadowed.
Now, what about? Because it seemed like there would be sleeping quarters there, of course, right?
I imagine if they are sleeping somewhere, it's in that particular room because that's where their nicest decorations were at. And Isaac tried to ask permission to speak to me privately, but the dwarf said no. So I'm guessing the dwarf is leading your merry band.
Did you happen to see the necklace on the dwarf?
You did.
Yes. It was very gaudy, very out of place.
What do you think are chances of sneaking in and killing sleep?
Pretty slim. There's a lot of draft. And
I mean, that's assuming that the drow don't help us, right?
Assuming that the drow what?
The drow don't help us.
I don't think they're gonna help us. In fact, Isaac seemed to bore me to get the hell out of here. He seemed to tell me, and he didn't say it outright, but he seemed to hint that it would be bad for me to stay here.
I mean, think of it this way: the only reason that they have power over the drow, they look like. Do the drow look like they are outnumbering the demons?
From what you have gathered from traveling through, yes.
I would think that the only reason they have power over the drow is because of the necklace and the demon lords, or not the demon lords, the vampire lords.
So the guy you ran into didn't want to fucking talk to you, and the guy inside the house, Isaac, didn't want to talk to you. Sounds like these guys are up to some fucking shady shit too.
Well, I think Isaac would have spoken to me more plainly.
Maybe
if
they're
the dwarf
coerced.
was there. He tried to talk to me in private, but the dwarf wouldn't allow. So clearly, the dwarves were calling the shots, and Isaac tried to warn me to get out of here.
What I'm saying is, if we take the necklace, then we take the dwarf's power away. Then maybe the drow would be more.
Is it as simple as lifting? Can anyone get in there invisible and pop that off?
To be honest with you.
If there was a way to get to him when the vampires aren't here, we don't know where they're at, but there was a way to get to him.
But the vampires are here. We saw them last night.
I know that. I'm saying our best shot would be that if we could get to the dwarf, out the vampires around him, pop up some light, fucking stab, everything we got at him all at once, try to take his bitch ass out.
Yeah, but
Then maybe we could get the necklace off.
it's not just him. It's also his entire village.
I know, that's what I mean, like inside the house, in a room where he might be alone.
I don't think he's gonna be alone.
Ooh, maybe we could infiltrate. Like me and Iggy, we could be,
Guards
you know,
around him.
like lady company. We could just sneak in.
What?
Iggy likes this idea, but Iggy is not there.
We need to, let's go.
Well, I mean, he could be
recoup.
vulnerable, and then, you know, we could just stab.
Let's just go recruit. Let's go recoup with the rest of the group.
Okay.
Okay,
What do you think of that idea? No?
What's up, Larry?
I said you guys trying to sneak back to where the camp was?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to meet up with the rest of the group.
Alright, so make stealth checks.
With advantage because you like us, right?
15.
That's not bad.
12 for me.
Oh, Lord, Larry's back.
I got a 14. I got 14. It's not that bad.
16.
Oh my god, I am rolling so low tonight. Alright, so everyone with your passive perceptions, you notice that two demons are following you. Or they are more specifically following Ithryl. But you notice that two demons are following you.
Yeah, like I said, I would try to warn them that might happen. He said good luck getting your next destination. Kind of implies that they might set them up to us.
Do you want me to talk to them?
The demons?
Yeah.
I mean, I think just keep walking a bit, maybe so they're isolated, so that way if they sell, we can take care of these two without alerting the rest of the party.
Just tell me when, and I'll make myself known to them.
Well, whatever you guys think. Like I said, I'm pretty sure these guys are following me just to make sure I'm out of this place, but they might try to kill me.
Alright. So, you continue heading towards your camp. After about a couple, it's about 7 or 8 minutes of walking, you see as they're beginning to close the distance and get closer to you.
Maybe we shouldn't walk directly at the camp. Just like
We can walk off to the side. It's fine.
Sort of try to
Yeah,
get there in
let's-
a roundabout way.
It's us four versus them too. I kind of like those chances.
It's okay. We can. We'll be good.
what kind of demons are they, by the way?
So, the ones that are following you, you see, are. Excuse me. They are large, humanoid-shaped. They have very pale gray skin. They have these two horns on their head and a long, very slender face.
All right. When I feel like we're far enough away, and maybe it's not prying eyes, and we're not at camp. We're somewhere close to camp, but not directly at it. Just let me know, because then I'm going to take my lady's hand and spin around and infernal. Ask them what the hell they think they're doing.
Oh, what? We're spinning around.
So, you see as you confront them, you see as they back in infernal, they speak to you. Boss says we need to take out that one. You see as he's kind of pointing at Ithryl.
I wave.
That's okay. This one's mine. And so why don't you scurry on your merry little way, you insolent little...
Make either a intimidation or
Do you recognize what kind of demons they are?
deception check.
I don't know that I would. I mean,
Alright.
if I'm trying to be
Give it-
intimidating, could it be advantage?
What are you doing?
I mean, I'm with you, right?
Yeah, but what are you
Gabe?
doing to
Yeah.
intimidate?
Yeah, what are you doing? You just standing there?
Yeah, just sort of
Or
like
what are you doing?
having an imposing presence, maybe. Like,
No, it's not quite enough to give advantage,
It's fine,
unfortunately.
it's fine. So you said deception or intimidation?
Yes.
Just scream.
Gotta role play it.
Full mare at them.
I'm putting them in their place. They're low, small creatures of insolence. That's a 15 plus. That's a 26.
You said this is intimidation?
That's gonna be deception.
Deception?
Yeah, I mean I took the higher. Intimidation would be. I mean, if it has to be intimidation, then it would have been.
Okay. Okay.
20,
No, that was 26 for deception. You see, as they kind of like, all right, well, bring the head back. You see, as they kind of like nudge each other and they begin to walk back towards the camp or the building.
Wait, what did they say?
bring the
They said,
head
bring
back?
the head back. Yes.
Oh, it's me. Okay,
Yes.
I get what you're saying.
In that duck all over our floor before you got rid.
How you get?
So,
Gabriel, do
they
you
begin
recognize
to-
what they are?
Do me or Hope recognize what they might be?
make a either religion or nature check. Nature would be higher.
Almost bad.
17 religion.
14.
Okay. So, you would have an idea. These to be referred to as sanguine demons. They are driven solely just on the idea of bloodlust and killing in general. They just enjoy the act of just taking life.
Well, I'm
Same.
sure they've already made their way off. I'll turn back to Ithryl and just explain that. Yes, I basically told them that you were mine, so they think that I'm going to kill you, but it's obviously just a ruse.
Alright then.
But we should keep our eyes peeled. There might still be things following.
Yeah, like I said, Isaac hinted at the fact that they might try and kill me on the way out of here.
Yes,
so.
but those are very. I don't know. Do I know if they're weak or do I know if they're powerful?
They were relatively weak.
I don't think we have too much to worry about with just two of them. I think we could handle that. By the way, my dear, you did wonderful.
Thank you. I thought it was pretty intimidating, but I don't know.
I was giving you a compliment.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. I thought you like flipped your hair. You're like, yeah, I was-
So, you guys make your way back to the camp. You see, what do they see when they return to the camp? Gray and Iggy.
And we're all just kind of hiding, I guess, from
Iggy.
Moyo that I had to hold.
I feel like we're being adult to him and not bark.
All right, make animal handling checks.
Wait, what?
You said you. If Kayla was breaking up a lot, you said you were like being to like adults, telling him what he did wrong. Tune.
Yeah, sounds good.
I don't know. From my end, it was breaking up. If you are, just make an animal handling check if you're talking to Tune.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to shut the hell up.
Iggy rolled an 11.
Damn.
Okay, so between the two of you.
I rolled a 25.
So between the two of you, you're able to convene some sort of bad boy, don't do that again situation. He's like, I don't know what's going on, but okay.
I just want him to know I love him, but until I tell him.
Yeah, I just wanted to save you. So,
Boy, stays right next to me at all times.
before the rest of the party come back, you two do see as Alucard makes his way through the gates through the gates of this section, and you see as he begins to make his way towards the shore.
Dude's just walking around all willy nilly like.
Yes.
Gray. Oh.
What?
Gray, Alucard. Tall, purple, and handsome.
Should I go say hi to him? Should I go try to get
I
attention?
mean, like I told you last night, he went inside the. I don't know if he's working for them now.
Ithryl just came from me.
I think that garden is it.
I can't hear you
his
when you whisper, so.
Oh yeah, it could be his garden. Maybe they don't know that he's there. Get a second. I'm curious, sickened and curious.
Larry, how far away is from
About 80 feet.
Is there anybody else around us or between me and him?
Make a perception check. Oh wait, between you two? No, not between you two.
Or but around us?
Make a perception check.
Okay. 1 second. Yes, pass. 24.
So you see one of the drow is in the process of doing his patrol around. Not particularly paying attention to you right now, or looking at you right now.
Can I like whisper? I'm assuming since he's like a fake king, he'll fucking hear me. Hopefully, I'll just
Maybe.
like kind of say his name out loud. Hey.
3 times.
You gotta clap as well.
Up on 1 foot in circles. Ooh. You know, he rolled a natural 1.
What?
So he did not hear you.
Boo.
Alright, can
Except
I
since
like
I
try
assume
to?
he's just
Seems
fake
to
king,
make
he
his
can-
way towards the shore.
Can I try to?
Like I said, say his name 3
meet him
times.
at like a vertex away. Opposite.
With your passive perception, you do also see as the rest of the party is making their way towards you as well.
I'll tell Iggy to tell them that I'll be back soon.
Okay, I guess. I was just gonna yell for Alucard to come over here, but you know,
No, there's somebody over there.
that's right. I was about to say.
Hey, desperate times and whatnot.
I'll just
So-
pout and tell the rest of the party that he'll come back.
All right, so Gray, you pursue Alucard, and Iggy, you wait for the rest of the party. So, Iggy, eventually the rest of you guys do meet up with her.
So the dwarven guy is staying in the central house east of the middle of the village. There's Lots of elves, demons, and salads hanging around.
Salads?
Salads.
Yeah, they're
What'd you call them
vegetarian.
earlier? You guys get salads, right?
Slod.
They're vegetarian.
Slod. Yeah, those frog things with sharp teeth.
Plotting slot.
But what's up with you guys?
Not a whole lot. Gonna get on the shore as our dear old friend Claude in Skies is chilling over there. And Gray will be right back.
I see.
Is Toon with me, or did Toon go with Claude?
That's up to you two.
We already sold you
He
guys.
passed away.
He's with one of you two.
He is with me.
He ran away
Okay.
because he's sad you yelled at him.
Okay. So
What?
What time of day is it?
It is.
it's reaching noon.
I can never announce the day. I know when the day ends and the hour to the minute.
So it's about to be noon. So Gray, you follow a la carte as he is making his way to the beach. Can you make a stealth check, please?
Handsome son of a bitch.
I'm trying to get his attention, but I'm not trying to get anybody else's.
He rolled a natural one.
Again.
So no, he's not. I ain't roll again. I'm just using the same roll. He's not gonna keep rolling. It's not looking for you.
Oh, got natural one.
Ooh, nice stealth. Okay. So
My stealth was 12. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to get to him.
Okay.
Hey.
So, eventually, you are able to catch up to him. You see, as he is walking, a couple of the demons and drow do notice him, and kind of like do a very wide berth around, just like avoiding him.
Okay, so that kind of works to my advantage, though, correct?
Maybe.
Hey. Hey.
Ah, well, that explains that. And what do we have here? What are you doing here, sir?
We're kind of looking into what's happening at that village. What were you doing in the over there? Like,
As I told you before, tending to my garden.
okay. So we're trying to. Are you in some sort of deal with the people around your garden? Or, 'cause I saw you
Just
guys
saying.
interacting last night.
Not per se. I leave them to their own devices, and they leave me to mine.
Okay. Can you fill me in on any, like, the dynamic of the village or anything?
Make a persuasion check.
Like, who's at the top? What's going on?
Yeah. He's very, again, this guy's really neutral. As you can remember, he is very neutral in the aspect of, I don't pick sides. So he might help you, he might not.
That's a 15.
What would you like to know? I'll give you a free piece of information. That shouldn't tilt the scales too much.
Okay. What would be the best way to get to the Vampire Lord?
Ah, that's some cosmic level tilting there. I won't tilt the odds in your favor too much, sir.
What is the time when most of the people gather?
When the most gather together, that would probably be.
Orphan's Day. Orphan's Day.
Should an order be given out to them, they generally gather. So, if you were hear one of a horn going off, that means they are being issued new orders, and they will gather at the central point of the city.
who usually
Aside from that, they are generally keeping watch and searching for things.
Usually, who gives the order? Is it like straight from one of them, or does somebody else speak it out to the crowd?
Generally, the two act, and I do emphasize act, as a unified force.
So they both speak the commands out together in person.
Yes. Well, I have much to do and some new plants to check upon, apparently. If that is all you have a day.
Could you give us any sort of advantage if you promise to plant your seed?
Wow. Wow.
Is-
That's a sexual innuendo if I've ever.
Yeah, for real. So, what I'm hearing is you will spread my seeds. I hate you all.
Damn right.
Shut up.
Kayla would spread the seed.
Well,
Or Iggy would, I mean.
you see as he reaches out a hand.
I mean, I already have the seed.
He reaches out a hand.
Can Iggy just run up and shake his hand, please?
She's trying to get that seed.
What are you doing?
So I need to know that this is a one-time deal.
Just do it, you coward. You already started this.
Fine.
Shaking your goddamn hand.
Awesome. You shake
Long,
his hand.
fingery hand.
Yep. You see as this long, probably about 4, 5, 6 inch long fingers kind of wrap around your hand. You see as these vines kind of shoot out and envelop, and you see as
God. Oh no.
you see as a series of just these little balls of light kind of shoot through your fingers. Right. Well, more.
You love making deals at Titan.
I know.
Shit.
I know. So
Somebody needs these.
my news spreader of chaos.
Ryan's character
What
arc.
would you need?
Ryan's
What
character arc
would
is
you
like
need?
this. Just flat.
What would you need?
Flatline.
I need. So how much? What's the balance of this? This whole thing now.
Your
How
alignment.
much am I
Well,
allowed
since
out?
you are now, since you are now one of my,
Out of my stable, boy.
sorry, Kayla. Since you are now officially one of my,
Seed dumps.
what should I call
Seed
them?
bucket.
Followers, I'll say.
Worshippers.
I prefer freelancer.
You just joined the cult.
Yeah, you just go and try to cult. Basically, you are unofficially a warlock now. But it's
Whether
okay.
whether it's Doc Adler,
Unofficially.
whether it's Doc Adler
There can only be one.
or Carol. What's her face?
Anyway,
Was
so
yet to see.
what do you need from me?
Not
Antler,
Antler.
yeah.
It's Anton.
Antle, sorry.
I need. What's it called? I need insurance that or some sort of help that we can defeat these vampire lords.
Well, as you know, me and my brethren are not truly allowed to interfere with the world directly, only through our followers. So,
Seems like he's
you
talking
can
about
use
that.
your seeds to influence the world around you. And see how that goes.
So, are you saying if I plant seeds around the town that will be advantageous
too high.
for us?
It could be. Chaos is rampant here, so the seeds planted on this section of the world grow rather rapidly, as you can see.
Or is there anything I could do from your garden to give us some sort of advantage?
Sorry, the garden is off limits even to you. For now.
Well, will I be able to get in contact with you from now on since we're entered into this agreement?
No, but I'll be able to get in contact with you.
Beautiful. Fucking perfect. That is
Just-
chaotic, so it makes sense.
Boy, the more things change, the more they say exactly the fucking same.
Entering into
Man,
agreements.
Until he gets
Getting
some
anything out of
fucking.
it.
I missed
You know, he's
Yaros.
not. Right?
I missed Yaros.
He's still
he's
around.
not
And
even-
then so dick.
So, you see, as he says this, the rest of you, what are you all doing?
Pouting.
Yeah,
You're not.
so-
You're just,
We're waiting for him to come back so we can.
yeah,
There's something in
the
my
rest of you
mouth, so I'm
waiting for him to
just-
come back?
I'm just spitting on the ground for some reason. Something in my in my
Okay.
mouth.
Iggy is
It was
just
just-
pouting. She feels it in her soul.
So,
I'm coming back, I guess.
all right.
No,
As you walk away, you hear just the familiar just. The purple cloud of smoke has disperses. He is gone.
How many seeds did he give me?
Make a wisdom check.
I think it was 5, right?
You think maybe make a wisdom check.
1,000 seeds.
You're a wise boy.
Toe beans.
Yeah, you. I wouldn't call that. He just made this deal. He's not that wise.
Little paw.
Is that counting the seed that he got while he was on the...
No.
But it's okay because he's a fey creature, so he trusts them wholeheartedly.
That's a 18.
18. There are 12 seeds they
Jesus
placed into your arm.
Christ. The world is
So
fucked.
I can't take them out. I have to.
You have
put
to
my
plant them.
hand-
You have to choose to plant them whenever you choose to plant them, and sow them whenever you choose to sow them.
The world is over at the end.
Yeah.
Can I see the Can I see the map of the town?
No.
It's on roll 20, buddy.
It is on roll 20, but no, you can't see that.
Oh.
Only Hope can see it through her familiar's eyes.
Okay, so I'm coming back. Also, meta question. Since these seeds are like imbued with me or inside of me, could I plant them while in wild shape?
Yes.
Yes.
It is a bonus action to plant them, though.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back to the party.
Okay. So, you see, the rest of you see, as Gray begins to return.
Does he look more warlocky than usual?
No.
Do I get anything else?
Nope.
Warlocky?
Nope.
I can smell the shame on you. I'm
You
not
don't get a
ashamed.
level. You don't get a level on Warlock. You're technically qualified under that. Fall under that
You
qualification.
have a membership card.
Yeah.
So guys,
Oh,
I
like
I spoke to the Fae again, the Fae King.
Alucard, yeah. What do you say?
So he agreed, or he technically offered us some help. But,
Wow, that's really nice of him.
What help is he going to give us?
So he is. I have to plant these seeds around the town.
I can't believe he did that for free.
Yes. Well, I do have to plant these seeds, so it is.
Is he
trade-off.
is he going to put us in a room with the dwarf?
No, he.
Are these
More or
seeds gonna
less.
explode or something once you plant them?
Larry. So, I'm guessing these seeds spout chaos or grow fucking discord. trees?
So, the mechanics of these seeds of chaos. You plant them. The
It's-
longer you wait, the more.
It's an invasive species.
The longer you wait, the more they grow. Upon you need to touch them in order to activate them, and you do not know how it will affect the world around you, but it will affect the world around you based on how long they've been growing. You know that based off of what he said, places of holy sites and places where chaos is at like its peak are where these seeds grow more rapidly. But that's why he has his garden here.
Okay. So he did tell me that when we hear a horn blow, that all of the town people, sloths, drow, everybody gathers in a central place to hear those orders. So during that time, I could wild shape and go plant these seeds. And then what I'm thinking is that they're either gathered in some sort of courtyard outside or in a particular building. And what I could do is plant those seeds after we figure out where it's at. Maybe wait a full day for the seeds to grow in. And then as soon as they're given another order, we activate that. And then we'll have like a good surprise scenario, I guess.
Well, is there a chance that we could do it when they get a new order and maybe they leave the area and there's less of them around?
Yeah, no, that's fine. We need to kind of set the trap before we spring it. It needs to have some time for those seeds to grow, I guess.
Yeah, I could. The thing, I mean, if he's you said Ithryl, you said that guy is held up in the house, right?
Yeah, the house I came out of is where the dwarf and Isaac seem to be resting. I mean, they were, like I said, those almost like the little thrones they had, but that seemed to be where they were spending most of their time, I imagine.
Now, do you think that with some help you would be able to sneak in there, maybe take the necklace and leave really quick? If, let's say, the dwarf was like held magically, do you think you'd be able to do that?
The dwarf is held. How?
Well, there's spells that could hold him.
I have one. I have a spell that I could get two of us into the house.
Very similar to how we took the necklace off of Iggy.
It depends on how many of the followers of the people are in there. Though. So, like I said, I don't think he's going to be alone very often, if at all.
How many people did you see when you were in there?
Larry.
You saw the two. Sorry, you saw the two drow that waited, that stood guard by the door, the entrance. There were 4 drow just shoveling either coal or whatever material into this large furnace of sorts, and you saw those 2 large teleporting demons that similar to the one that kidnapped Gabriel.
So, yeah, there's quite a few people in that room.
And so, once we get this necklace, we need to destroy it so they don't have control over the vampire lord. We're gonna one of us try to take control of them as well.
Well, I feel like that would take some time. I'm sure that you have to become in tune with that item.
Well, what I'm saying though is that I have that sack of Taras acid, so we can destroy it right away as long as I'm there.
What about the elemental as well? Can we use that?
To what end?
To distract?
Yeah, well, I think that could go along with we need to plant these seeds first, and I really think that would give it some sort of an advantage.
I have a plan.
Well, we need to plant them and we need to sow them, don't we? As well.
Well, yeah, we have to wait at least a day.
So, what if you plant them? And this is just a plan that I'm just spitballing here. Um, you plant those seeds. We wait time that we need to wait. Um, we observe if there's any way we can figure out if this guy goes to sleep at any point.
Well, he's
I
a
could
vampire.
turn Ithryl into something that he might be able to sneak into the house. He waits out until the spell ends, goes back to his normal self, steals the necklace, books it out of the house, where I myself and someone else who would be waiting that might be able to turn into something that could fly. We get on your new transformed self and fly back to camp.
Again, I don't think it's gonna be so simple as me getting in there and taking a necklace off this dwarf. He doesn't seem like some punk ass random dwarf. He seems like he
Is it because you don't have your
obviously-
dice?
much. But also, because if he was able to get his necklace in the first place, he clearly is, not just some nobody. He clearly doesn't think it's
I mean, we've got to get it off of him. I don't think that just trying to confront him face to face is going. We'll have to have some mischief in this.
Again, like I said, I don't think me sneaking in there and just mixing it all be possible. So wait, who
So, did we hit
can
him?
hold him? Like who can?
Horse.
I can hold them, yeah.
Are you
If he does-
sure you are powerful enough to hold someone that can possibly do magic quite well?
I could definitely try. Obviously, there's always a chance that it won't work.
And if it doesn't, there's a very good chance that's the death of me.
Ah, no, I doubt it. You're a hardy guy.
Dying's fun. I've done it a few times.
Yeah, but who's gonna save you? Or I mean me.
But so wait, listen. So are we taking the necklace off, or are we destroying it?
I don't know that we could destroy it. I think it's supposed to be a very magical thing. I think it's supposed to be a magical thing. Usually you can't destroy magic.
Acid will destroy.
Do we have to destroy it? Can we check
good
out
point.
what it we will it to do what we want it to do?
But then if we destroy it, then the vampires are set free.
We don't know. Wait, from what I read, are the vampires free or do they die if that necklace breaks?
I think they're just no longer controlled.
They're no longer controlled. They're free to do whatever they want.
Do we want that?
No, I don't think so.
No, we don't.
Well,
But it would be better than. Maybe it would be better. I don't know. It would be better actually.
Would it be?
I don't
mean,
know.
we don't know. Right now, let's have destroy as a hard mate.
Yeah, as last case, I guess.
What would happen if I poured Tarrasque acid on this guy's face while he's sleeping?
And that would be horrendous.
I was
would
thinking.
wanna
I was
try-
thinking that
He
there was
might be
another
upset about
option,
that.
Is
He might
tell-
not be able to like dream or anything though.
Oh, he'll be able to scream. Oh, there'll be a lot of that.
What if
What
he
if
poured?
you, what if you what if you poured it right down his throat? Would that not silence him?
That's awful.
I'm sure this guy's done a lot worse.
No.
I
I
hear you,
think-
I do.
There's not
What'd you say?
bad,
Or to them.
but that imagery was just awful. Is what I'm.
Well, what was it?
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to scream, and once his head melts off, we can just pull the necklace right off.
If the necklace doesn't melt. And how are you okay, so you planning on to do
How
what?
so?
Old person to hit as your point.
Well, if we could somehow get next to him in his room, please,
Pocket acid. I have pocket acid.
I can
Can
I
you
can put two of
play
us.
that off?
I can put two of us in the house, but I don't know if we'd be right next to him.
If we both cast hold person on him, is it more effective or?
Wouldn't they cancel each other out?
It could potentially make him have to try to resist both, and where he might, the chances of him being unlucky.
There is different types of hold spell that we could try. I'm sure more than one would help.
Also, maybe I could try to get Lurch like close to a window or something to peep in and just try to see what his daily activities are, or if he ever takes it off, which I'm sure he doesn't, but
See when he sleeps.
yeah.
I feel like that's the best. If he's asleep, is probably the best time for us to sneak in and attempt to.
Larry, would I be able to, or do I know any, like, natural, like, paralysis stuff? Like, could I go look through the woods and see if I can find some sort of, like...
First, make a nature check, see if you know.
I could get
Okay.
Lurch to put
About
some
that.
of that stuff in his beak and put it in his tears.
I mean, I'm a Druid.
Maybe some Benadryl.
Mm-hmm.
What was that? I didn't see. 15. Would be... You said nature?
Yeah.
17?
17. Okay. So you would know of it. You know some natural paralyzing plants that grow and sprout primarily in the Druidian Empire. You know that there is a chance, since you are currently pretty far north, that they could potentially be some in the not in the immediate area, but somewhere local. But, yeah. And here in Hammer Swamp, looking at it, not much aside from the garden grows, except for just vines and trees. You don't see much like actual flowers or anything. Some few mushrooms and that, but not here in the actual swamp.
Okay. Okay. Well, that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to.
Okay, what about? Here's another plan possibly.
No,
If you plant your seeds, and we hear them go off into they sound the horns.
To activate that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Well,
Missing.
You
that-
have to touch the trees or the seeds?
True.
Yeah.
so you plant them. We wait our time. They blow the horn. We see maybe potentially they disperse and not as many of them are around. We set off chaos. We start. Some of us who have some magic can potentially, maybe, I don't know, light the roofs on fire some places. The dwarf comes out and he's in the open. I can transport me and another person potentially right behind him, snag the necklace, either run for the hills or fight it out. But at that point, he won't have the vampires.
We could probably fly out of there, though. The vampires can't fly.
Yeah, let's leave that for our getaway.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I'm saying. As long as we do it quick enough and everybody stays close, then we can fly out as a getaway.
So we
need
can
to make
either.
some sort of distraction, though.
That's what I meant with you setting off the chaos, and then maybe we light some roofs on fire.
Well,
And
what I
then-
could do is I could plant like half of my seeds over by the seed that Iggy planted earlier, and then I could plant the other half around the house that he gives orders out of. So we can set off the ones by the beach first. Everyone would go running over there, and set the other ones off.
Can you travel that far distance though, quick enough to set one up?
Yes, as long as I take a break in between running really fast.
Just use a power ring.
How far is the beach from the house?
Or how far is the original chaos tree thing from the house?
From the house, they say here. "600 feet."
I feel like that's too far.
Well,
what-
if I
what-
start running back as the horde is running towards the beach, I just steer clear of them.
So what happens if we, instead of planting the seeds, the baby seeds, what happens if we just take down one of those trees in the garden?
We can't go in the garden
Why not?
because he said not to go in the garden. And we saw he's a fake king, and we saw that it was like incredibly complicated to get in and out of the garden. So I feel like that would be signing our own death warrant doing that.
What if actually, since there is one at the beach, what if you planted a couple of your seeds near the house? Iggy sets off the one at the beach. The horde runs towards that. Set a few off by the house. Maybe somebody else could light some shit on fire, and then I could transport. If he comes out of the house into the open, I could transport me and Ithryl behind him. Ithryl could take a swipe and try to get that necklace off.
That's true, but people or Iggy and somebody else would have to stay with her at the beach while she sets that off, so
I'm
she's
fine
not
by
by
me.
herself with the horde.
I know. We got only a couple of ideas. We gotta figure something.
Okay.
Well, I mean, in the meantime, I mean, I could just send Lurch to try to see what he can scope out. Do we want to
Sure.
do that still, or?
See what we need to know what his daily activity is.
Okay.
If he
So
does go to sleep or whatnot.
we're gonna do this
Yeah, if he
tomorrow, is
does.
what you guys are saying.
Not tomorrow entirely, but also you could be of help too if he comes out into the open and you can hold him, and then I can't get behind him with Ithryl. Ithryl will probably have a better shot at taking the necklace off.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, so I'll send Lurch out to where I know the house is, and then just try to see through his eyes what he sees. If any
Alright.
windows or anything.
Okay, yeah, there are windows. There was a window in the room that you were in when you spoke to him. So, Butch goes out, flies over, and eventually perches in the window of the room. Looking inside, you can see that the drow are steadily trying to pack in this furnace. You see. Sorry. Where is it? Okay. So you see Isaac is in the process of. You see every couple of minutes of two of these drow comes in carrying a series of books and going through and reading it, and just hands him two of them and just tries to go through and read through a series of looks like notes and whatnot. Let me see. You can hear through the bird. So make a perception check, Curry. What was it?
Ugh, not that good. It's
10.
10. Okay, so you can't really hear much through all the chaos of this. The furnace that they are throwing on is just making very loud, just between the blazing fires, and just the melting and cracking of stone and metal. You can't really hear much, but they seem to be looking for something that the dwarves found. Something that the dwarf. They seem to be looking for something here.
Okay,
But
so
you
the books.
can't really tell what.
The books you said. I'm sorry. Did you say that they're throwing them into the furnace, or?
No, they are. They are all. The three of them are in the process of just like reading through. They just reading through notes, reading through books, and trying to find something from the doors, but they seem to have not been fortunate enough to find what they're looking for.
Okay. And I can't see the dwarf.
He is in the room. He seems very noticeably agitated, but he is keeping quiet. How long are you going to be looking through him, Liz?
I guess maybe like 30 minutes, just sort of, maybe a little less. I don't know. It's not too long.
Okay. So over the course of the 30 minutes, that's all you really get before eventually Rich flies back.
They just kind of like disperse, I guess, or are they just staying?
No,
like,
they are constantly going through these books and going through these. They have like a box of just papers and papers that they're all trying to go through. You see, as they seem to be going through to another one of these buildings that seems relatively intact, it seems to be a library of sorts that they are gathering these, that they are getting these books and papers from.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll share that what I observed.
So that explains why they're here in Hammer Swamp. He's looking for a way to fix his hammer.
Is it?
His weapon. If you remember, who was it that had the dream?
Not Iggy, because she rolled too high.
Who was it that had the dream that told us about it?
Ithryl and it was great. Oh, I thought it was Gabriel and somebody.
So you guys told us that
Yeah.
That he
Gabriel
was,
Gabriel
like-
with the guy with the head falling off.
trying to figure out why his hammer wasn't working. And if we remember correctly, Hammer Swamp used to be a village or a town where magical weapons were made.
That were cursed by the god.
And they were cursed by the gods eventually, right? So maybe he's trying to look for hidden or like lost knowledge on how to fix his hammer.
Wait, Matt. Did you mention that there is been hidden?
You got cut off.
You cut out. Didn't you mention what?
That there's a hammer hidden in the middle of the some like powerful weapon. Quote unquote.
In our dream, the dwarf had that.
And we don't know if it happened, it is going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't know if it was past, present, or future.
Oh yeah, Mitsuki's carriage.
We don't know that.
True.
We're not racist.
Well, Gabriel is, but yeah.
We definitely
You're
know
right.
what his goal is, though. He wants to, if he has a hammer, he wants to get it functional, and if he doesn't have the office, wants to find it. So we know what his goal is.
Yeah.
So we need to get necklace and keep him from finding hammer, or find hammer first.
Well, if we get the necklace, he's pretty much, that means we have the vampire lord, which means we defeat the vampire lords are vampire lords. Again, I don't know what this necklace, like how easy it is to attune to it, the sacrifice necessary, but if he doesn't have it, I'm pretty sure that he's, he doesn't have everything, he doesn't have control of them, but he might still be dangerous on his own. And we want to
No, for sure. That's why I don't want to stick around to fight him. I just want to get the necklace
That's why
and leave.
we set the trap that we get in and out.
Is anybody able to cast an invisibility spell or anything?
I don't have any magic like that.
My own invisibility spell is
Is what?
It's what?
mage hand. It's
Oh.
an invisible hand.
It's not invisible hand. The hand is not invisible. You can see the hand.
Since when?
Bigby's hand.
Since always. It's literally nowhere in the text does it say it's invisible.
Is Bigby's
Flavor.
hand invisible?
Big B's hand is not invisible now.
Big B's hand is not invisible either.
Big B's hand.
I don't have that yet.
Big B's hand!
But yes, I mean, if we do go with the one plan, and if we're able to set off the tree, yeah, I don't know what it does, but it explodes or whatever, but set it off at the beach. You set one off near the house. draw him out into the open. Orys can hold him, maybe, and then me and Ithryl can pop up behind him, try to snag the necklace. You turn into something that can carry us all away, and we meet back up at, I guess, the place. I don't know, a safe spot where we've been sleeping or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's gonna have to be near the house when he comes out. Who should
Yeah.
those people be?
4 of us, literally 4 of us.
I'll be
Yeah,
at the
I
beach
mean,
touching my
I-
tree.
I
And
should
Hope-
be.
Hope can
at the
be
house.
with Iggy.
Okay.
Girls' night.
I should be at the house because I'm gonna have to plant the seeds and set them off myself.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I can be on the outside.
That's as good as the plan is gonna get, I think.
So
And
that
it's-
is so that seems like the smart move, right? Like the girls are at the beach, they set off one distraction.
And then as soon as Dwarf Boy comes outside, you guys will just have to cover me and I'll run around and activate all of my seeds.
And
But
of
you are
course,
you are also, can you turn into something that can get us all out of there?
I thought you weren't interested in interracial relationships.
My seeds.
Um,
Yes, I can turn into
We
a-
are
a-
adults, are we not?
the clerics can also stay with Iggy and Hope to provide backup as well.
I can
You
turn
did not
into a
forget
giant-
about the clerics. They're the most important part of this plan
How
here.
dare you? You brought them here for a reason.
And of course, Toon will come along with us to the house. He will definitely.
Come with me.
Stay with the girls and the Raven Queen people.
So after we set off our distraction, we're gonna head to back to camp, or
Seems like a smart idea, and then we meet
Yeah,
you
you
back.
guys should kind of skirt around the people coming to check it out, and then get back up with us.
Temple
so we
folk are like, we'll protect the women.
Hey,
Now, this is assuming
that's
that
the spirit.
when you sow the tree,
Don't get me.
when you sow the chaos tree, that's assuming that something's gonna happen. We have no idea what could
He
happen.
said something will happen, and he seemed very happy about it, so I trust him.
Yeah, the tree comes off the ground. That's what happens.
What?
That is something that happens.
Yeah, but no, it has to be activated.
so what do we have to do to
After I-
activate it?
I have to touch it. So I have to jump out in the open these trees while you guys take distract
But-
him.
You could put the tree next to the house. Stay out of
Yeah, I
sight.
know, but there's 12 of them.
You don't have to put all of them down.
Okay, but have we decided what the direction was? Is someone gonna dress and drag and do this?
No. The trees are distracted.
I think.
Yeah, you're gonna.
I think if that doesn't work, if the chaos trees don't work, then I think we could summon our flame friend and use him as a distraction.
What is the quote? So I win.
It's one hell of a distraction.
Right.
It would last for a couple of hits. I'm sure he could take it.
But,
Poor guy, just fodder. Be thrown out there to die.
You gifted it to us.
I know this poor elemental's just sitting there in the plane of fire. Oh, what a beautiful day it is. Wait, what?
His name is Henry.
Everyone's name is Henry.
just thrown out there to die.
Henry or Jerry.
Whatever his name is, he's about to die tomorrow. That's what sounds like,
Yeah.
or whenever this goes down.
Alright,
Say goodbye to my friend like that.
so it's decided that
So
I'm
can
gonna
I
go in, I'm gonna plant these seeds, and then as soon as the horn gets honked, you're gonna activate your seeds at the beach. Once the people are running towards the beach, I activate my seeds at the house, and then we do the whole switcheroo. You zap Ithryl in, he stabs and takes the necklace, and then we fucking fly away on the backs of giant eagles.
Yes.
We call it the honking of Horn Hill.
Yeah, this is Operation Honk.
And that's where we end the session. Yeah, okay. I can't hit you. All right. So, what are you all doing now for the rest of this night?
I suppose we're gonna set up camp. Let him do this.
I suppose tonight I would, before I take a long rest, I'm gonna wild shape into.
I will give you this for free. You notice that there's almost little to no wildlife here, so you would stick out.
Are there bug?
There are bug.
Singular.
The one bug.
There are bug.
What kind of bug?
There are beetles, mosquitoes, spiders, aplenty. There are fish in the water, along with
You need to be
many a
something-
bug.
you need to
Many
be
a bug.
Something that can move.
Something.
Another octopus on the land.
Do the fish know that cane?
Okay. Can I? What about frog? Since we're in swamp.
You see rarely, but yes, you see a frog.
They're gonna catch you and eat you.
Yep.
They're like, frog
You're-
legs.
Think about
You are
think about your
dinner time.
movement. Think
But
about your
also,
movement.
there are
Something
also
that you-
frogs.
I mean,
Huh?
we're not
Think about
really
something that you can
warm
move
or
around quickly,
hot.
fly around.
Because it's
But
comfortable.
also, all the
I think you
sloths
could
are
talk
frogs, and they're gonna try to eat me if I'm a bug.
Right.
Be a pinchy boy,
A pinchy boy?
a crab.
Gabriel was Gabriel's favorite animal.
Into the booty. Into the booty.
What about snake? Is there a snake?
Rarely, but yeah.
One lot boy.
I always thought you were a snake. Okay.
I mean,
So
that
you
is his
said
hair
in
type.
wild shape I would be able to plant these seeds, yes?
Yes, you would be able to plant and activate it in a long straight.
Okay, then I am going to be like, peace out, dog scouts, once it starts getting dark.
Do you have an hour? Or longer?
I have more than that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna turn it into snake and
It takes about 2 hours to get to the center of the city from here.
Gotta throw him a bit. Give him a little boost. of
well
time.
no, I'll
Actually, hold on. You're a frog, you said you're turning into? Or a snake?
Can I throw him?
A snake? What type of snake?
Tail spin and throw.
wait, what?
Nothing. Nothing. That's fine.
It's a flying snake.
Okay. So yeah. So it's gonna. So yeah, it's gonna.
He's one of those
You're gonna have a
gliding
snake all the way
snakes
there?
that just like glide like
2
that.
hours away, I'm not gonna slither all the way
Let's
there.
see. It's 600 feet away. So it moves at 30 feet per turn.
Second.
Not per second. So
That wouldn't take 2 hours.
That'll take 20 minutes.
You would get 300. You would get 300. You get wait down. You get every 6 seconds. He goes 30 feet.
yeah.
So,
So 20 turns.
6,
20 times 6 seconds.
10 times 30 is
So in a
300
minute,
feet.
300.
Hold on.
So it takes about 20 minutes then. If you're
Okay.
hauling ass, it's gonna take about 20 minutes. Ish.
Yeah, so I can snake over there in 20 minutes, and then have. Let me double check how long my shape is.
I feel like you're just doing that snake thing where you like throw egg.
Yeah, that's
throw
what I was
out
thinking.
Seeds.
Oh shit! It's 4 hours. Who gives a fuck?
We also fly. Oh fuck. Okay. So that's what you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over there, and I'm gonna. Since I have 4 hours, I'm like be extremely cautious, like to
Okay.
like not be like conspicuous and like be trying to hide from things, but also just staying out of sight, like being very conscious of myself.
All right. So with that, make a stealth check, and because you are a snake, I'll say make it with advantage.
I'm a snake. A slithery,
Snake is
slithery
snake.
snake.
I'm a snake. Ooh, thank God God, you have advantage.
Oh.
There we go.
Very good.
So that would be 23.
23. Okay. So, you take your time getting around. You see, you manage to avoid a vast majority of the island, or I think it's technically a peninsula or whatever, peninsula. You make your way towards the building where the dwarf and drow leader are staying. You see, as the nighttime does come, the guard around the area does almost double, or if not more. But the forges here do not stop as the flames do continue to burn and the smoke does continue to plume into the sky. Uh, Spending a couple of few moments, you kind of vomit up this seed of chaos. That
I was gonna say, I want to stick my like snake head in the ground and go.
Alright. You kind of vomit up this seed of chaos. The moment as it touches the ground, you see as this very faint red light forms, and almost dissolves into the ground. A few moments pass before you see as this little sapling kind of sprouts. After a few seconds, a leaf comes out, and then another, and it slowly begins to grow.
Cool.
Sick.
I'm gonna go around the house and at least I'm gonna plant 4 more around the house.
Okay. You do so without any confrontation. Yeah. Around the exterior, correct?
Yeah, exterior.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you do so without confrontation.
How much time is it left?
It's been about 40 minutes because you're taking your time and
Okay.
making sure not to be seen.
Is there like like a guard post area?
Guard post? No. There's guards sporadically placed around.
Okay.
You
I'm
see,
also
the two places that they are heavily guarded are the entrance of this building and the other one where they are constantly carrying books and papers in and out. That's about it.
I'm gonna plant one or sorry, yeah, like across I guess like from the entrance of that main house. I'm gonna plant like one more seed and then head back to camp.
Okay. So you're in roll 20 right now. Can you use the third one down as a little pin? Can you use it and mark where you are planting the seeds?
The main house is the one.
The big one in the center. Yep.
The red roof in. Okay.
The one directly across. The one directly across from it. This one.
The one with the
this
hell
one right
mouth.
here is where the books are coming in and out of.
Okay.
So using the marker, just blot out where you are placing these seeds.
Just cover the entire area.
Why won't it let me?
One right there. I see one there. I see one there. Okay. One there. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Snake a snack.
Make a snack.
Plant many a seed. There.
Okay, so you're spending quite a bit of time here, so the guards are gonna. Okay.
Ha 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 ha. Stupid guards.
He's a snake.
Snag.
All right. So spending your time around the exterior of this, you see as the nighttime does come, you see as what appears to be these torch lights coming from this pit in the center. Are you sticking around or no?
How long has it been since our wild trip?
It's been about 2 hours now. If you're just taking your time to go and sporadically place these around.
I'll kind of get like under like a bush somewhere where I like like a line of sight, but I'm not like just a snake sitting out in the dirt, like looking at everything.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll stick around for a second,
All right. Make a stealth check with advantage.
cause I'm a snake.
I get that.
Mason, when are you gonna finish that coffee, man?
Not a coffee.
That is most definitely not a coffee.
I can't see.
That's an 18.
Oh, okay.
But you're rolling with advantage.
Yeah, you're rolling with advantage.
Ooh, good
Okay,
thing.
That would be 23 again.
Hahaha, stupid guards.
This is not for the guards.
Oh.
So, you see, it's a few moments pass as this torchlight is being emitted from this hole in the ground. Eventually, you see as a couple of drow come out of the ground, and following behind them are the two vampire lords. You see as coming out of the building, the dwarf carrying this large hammer, the same hammer from the dream. You see it is quite damaged and broken by the looks of it, just as before, but he is still carrying it around with him. You see a couple of the drow are like in the back, and you can hear just the sounds of like whimpering, tearing out, and just like no. Few moments pass before you see as the dwarf kind of steps up, and you see as he kind of like pulls and reaches the necklace out in front of him before he kind of like brings down the hammer and just smashes into one of the drow. And as it does, you see as the blood kind of pools on the ground for a few seconds, as it kind of is brought up, begins to lift up and soak into this necklace. As it begins to glow this dark crimson red, you see as the two vampire lords kind of like begin to just emit this faint aura around him. That'll work for today. Now, go out and look for it. You see as they each kind of just very quickly just and just disperse from the area. You see as a couple of the demons go and just kind of push and kick the corpses of these two drow into the hole.
Can I make an insight check to see what he means by it?
No.
Okay.
That's
I'm gonna be like, oh shit, because I'm a snake.
Oh, fit. Oh,
shit.
fit.
So,
anyways, I'm guessing I've got about like an hour.
yeah, about an hour left.
All right, I'm gonna start making my way back to town or back to camp, trying to avoid everyone.
Okay.
Slither
So,
fast.
make your way back to the camp.
Also, real quick, how do my trees look? Are they growing quick?
Yes. Before they were just a tiny sapling. You see it's like it's probably about the size of a rose almost. It's just at this point, just constantly a twig is a small branch is slowly peeking out from the side of it,
Okay, cool.
but it is growing.
They're growing. All right, so
You make your way back to the camp. The rest of you eventually see in his way back.
It's a snake. Try to step
Get
on
it, get it.
Just
You
kidding.
see as one of the clerics is just like, I got it.
and then I'm like, stop.
Stop.
I'm joking.
It's just me.
It's just me.
But what's it called? I'm gonna tell everyone exactly what happened. I sowed 6 seeds of discord.
Definitely not what they're called. Okay.
Seeds of chaos.
Thank
But,
you.
See,
Anyways, yeah, I I planted 6 seeds around the main area, but the vampire lords are out looking for something, so we really kind of gotta hide and then just jump on this shit.
Where would you suggest that we hide, Gray?
I can make the hut, and the hut can blend in the nature around it.
Didn't the vampires see us last time we were in the hut in the tunnel?
That they did.
No, a mind flare did.
No, it was vampire.
No,
It
there
was
wasn't.
both. The vampire smelt you. The mind flare is what to tell you.
Dealt you.
No, me and the motherfucker were just having a nice chat, alright? We were just talking and shit.
Done with you.
We were.
Yeah, I mean, we can make the. I mean, in the hut's better than out of the hut. I'll say that much.
Alright.
Yeah.
But then if we have to get away, we could use the hut later on to take shelter for the night. How many times can you cast that?
Since I haven't used any magic all day, plenty of times.
Alright, let's make hut and get some sort of rest before tomorrow morning when we can kind of spring the...
How many hours is it till tomorrow morning?
It's reaching late in the night. It's about 8 at night by now. At this point, 8 p.m.
Okay.
9 p.m.
Religiously building my hut within some foliage to obscure it.
All right.
Or, I mean,
So-
ritually, not ritual.
As you are making the hut, can I get perception checks from everyone?
Oh, horrible. That's a 7.
15.
That's a hobo 20.
It's a 12 for me.
Hobo 20.
11 for me.
19.
So, if you got a 16 or more, you see off out towards the shore, it looks like a ship is making its way towards the dock, the port or the side.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
See, I mean, I don't have a plane. Larry,
I'm casting this fucking
do
hut.
we see like any symbols on it, any sail color-wise, or just the ship?
Looking at the ship, you see that it looks like a Vendelian ship with ripped sails, Bendel flag.
How does the ship look other than the sails? The sails are ripped, but does the ship look intact?
It looks partially intact.
Who can see this? Who rolled above that?
Anyone 16 or
I
rolled
saw it.
16 or
I
higher?
can't see it. You can't
Are you
see
telling us?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
info dumping.
Do I see it now?
Yes.
Is that the ship from our dream?
Yes.
That,
Yeah.
that one?
Well, no, it is not the ship from it. It is similar. The one on the coast is the ship from the dream, but
Yeah, the one that.
it is similar to it.
You think that's our friends, or do you think that's Nimra?
We have friends?
Is that Nimra?
Or do you want to?
You want to send Poe? Or
Lurch.
what's his
Lurch.
name? Lurch, sorry.
Yeah. I guess I'll send him out. Keep a
All right.
safe distance, but be able to see what's going on.
Okay. So, flying out, Lurch reaches the ship, and you see as, with no crew on the ship, you see the almost skeletal form of Nimra on the ship. You see it's like strips of like skin, or you see as the body seems to be at this point like decaying. As she is is making her way towards the shore. You see as eventually a couple of these demons come and just like greet, yes, right this way, sir, right this way, and lead them towards the center of the city.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I snap out of it. I'm like, we need to get out of here. That's Nimra. Nimra's with a ghost ship and demons.
Go.
You know,
Reggie,
said
it's a roast rip.
her back like days ago when we were on the boat. And look where we're now. Trying to leave again. Suggesting to leave again.
You don't have to be snotty about it. We're all just trying
Yeah,
to save the
but
world.
I'm gonna be.
I don't really care about the world.
I mean,
Guys,
it's not a guarantee that she's. Sure.
Well, the fact that she's here,
Up against us, right? Do you think we stand a chance?
I wasn't sure we did before she was here, so I don't think we should stay here.
Shit.
I don't think we're ready for this.
How do we
are not.
leave?
Yeah, how do we leave?
The same way we're planning right now, we fly out of here.
Caw.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a few giant
We can
eagles
only
and then.
fly so far, and if we fly straight out of here,
We
someone's
run.
gonna notice.
Well, I
Maybe
mean, if we flying, we could get pretty far away from the swamp. With the
Yeah,
bomb.
get far away enough that people can't see giant eagles, I guess, and then.
Yeah, let's stealthily walk or make our way.
Hold on, the vampires are out right now.
What?
The vampires are out looking for something right now.
Yeah.
We have
So
no
should
idea
we
what.
leave right this second?
That's what I'm saying. Like we should wait, maybe until. I
The
don't
longer
know.
we wait, the longer we're gonna be like, the longer they're gonna have to look for us. So if we're gonna leave, we should leave right this second.
It's a Beth. Do you have any suggestions?
What would Itabeth do?
WWID.
Oh my god.
He wouldn't do shit.
As of right now, it appears that nothing has found you yet. I don't know if you would want to risk that changing.
Even it's a Beth says we should leave, or at least we should make camp further away.
Can you let him know I fucking hate him?
There's mountains
hear
around here, right?
Oh, I fucking hate you, Itabeth.
Maybe
You're
we
welcome.
can- maybe we
I can't
can,
hear
like-
that.
That's fine. You don't need.
So he said right now it seems nothing's found you. Whether you want to change the circumstances, you don't know if you want to risk something finding you or not. He doesn't know.
Was that
It
so maybe
seems-
the best thing we stay and then leave, or
It sounds like he's saying basically, right now you seem to be in a good spot.
Okay.
We're
So-
in a good because we haven't been seen yet, but I think for the party
Because
as a whole,
by the looks of it, you guys are relatively close to this garden, and the inhabitants of this island seem to stay away from that garden. So
Okay.
So maybe while the vampires are out, we stay here, and then once we think the vampires are done hunting, whatever they're hunting, make our way out of here.
so
Yeah.
by daylight again.
Yeah. Morning. After dawn.
Right?
Well,
I'm not
gonna
sleeping.
Have to get, 'cause I'm gonna have to fly us out of here. So
Who else can
what do you
do
guys
that?
have?
I can polymorph.
As you are discussing this, you see as this like column of like this black mist kind of shoots up from the center of the swamp.
Oh fuck.
That's kind of good news.
It persists for a few moments before it kind of dies down slowly but surely.
I'm gonna take
So-
notes of that.
So we're making camp, and then we're leaving in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Is there
Groups-
any
the
point
group
of keep
agrees on.
No, we have to leave. We can't fight a god.
so
Even
we all
even
gotta-
a weakened god, right? I don't think we could do it.
Influence 2 vampire lords, a whole group of fucking drow and demons, and
Blood.
dirty
Man,
fucking
I really wish we just would have gone and taken care of the goblin problem.
what
Something a
problem?
little more our speed.
The goblin issue that Captain Tor is dealing with. I'd rather do that.
Get closer to our skill set.
Yeah. Oh, I could.
You guys are fine. So, what are you guys doing? You guys keeping watch? Just staying up and watching?
It's time to
I'm
bed
hiding in
down
that
and then see what
hut.
happens.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep. I'm just gonna.
We're cowering in
I
place.
go to bed, I'm going to gave me, and it's the key with the clock, and I'm just gonna hold it up in front of the necklace and be like, "Do you know anything about this?" It's the best.
No response.
What do you say?
I would like
Alright.
So,
See you guys in the morning.
Ooh, I cast alarm.
so, who's keeping watch?
I'm passing out so I can fly with that.
All right.
I'll keep
Okay.
watch.
Clicky perk penny.
A nervous watch.
So, those of you keeping watch, make a perception check.
9. Which is not what I would think because I'm just like, okay.
16.
Nice. Okay. So, as the first section of the watch goes by, 3 hours pass of just nothing happening. Eventually, you see as the skeletal form of Nimra seems to be making its way in seemingly your direction for a bit. And it kind of turns and veers off towards the garden. You see as she kind of walks forward towards the bar, and you see as she kind of reaches out and just on the metal. A few moments later, and then she gets louder. Ding, 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 ding. You see the familiar just of purple smoke on the other side of the bar. As you see it's Alucard. Uncle, it's been ages since we've seen you. How have you been? You see as Alucard, as Atlas kind of looks in silence. What are you doing here on this island? Uncle, I find it quite amazing. The soil here and the descendants that you have produced, they have made such excellent progress towards my work. You see, as she kind of like reaches forward and begins to like bend one of the bars. Now, Uncle, I am sure in due time you would pose quite a bit of a threat. But in your current state, would you really like to risk that? A few moments pass before she kind of like reaches her hand back. In time. So he kind of begins to walk away and make his way back towards the shore. A few moments pass before you see as the ship begins to slowly pull out and away from the shore.
Look, we're not. Oh,
and we know for sure that he was on it.
You don't know for sure.
was I able?
You saw Atlas made its way back towards the shore, and you saw the ship pull away. Yeah. You don't know if he got on it or not, but you saw.
When waking them up, we'll give them this in the morning. The last thing they need is to rush in.
Okay. So, the rest of the night, for the sake of expedience, the rest of the night goes by uneventful. There are a few close calls as a few of the guards kind of reach the borders of this forest. But giving a wide berth to the garden, eventually the sun does rise as, excuse me, the drowse forms revert back to the elven illusion, and everything seems to go about as planned. What happens next? We will find out next week on Magic and Modifiers.
All right. Oh man. God.
Hope everyone had fun. Thank you to all of our viewers at home for enduring this very drastic change in scenery and mood of the show. But hope everyone had about as much fun as I did. Is there anything any of our family would like to say to our friends at home before we go?
Stay home,
Take care of
guys.
yourself. Take care of
Please.
yourself.
Yeah, stay home.
Self-quarantine, please.
Isolate
My
yourselves.
stepmom's a nurse.
Don't shake
Doesn't need any
anybody's
more
hand
people.
ever.
Swear
My
to
name
God.
is Ryan Graff, and I like to make deals where I get nothing out of it.
No. My name is Ryan, and I'm here to betray the party.
Yeah, but
Well, we'll see how that goes.
not every party's a good
something.
party.
I can't wait for the game where it's like Gray and Ryan's character from the last to fuck us over.
He's a character type.
What if you
Oh
what if
my
you just
gosh.
jam one? What if you just jam one? Okay, the mouth.
Yeah, it seems to only react to soil, so sorry, but or to the ground. But thank you again. We love you, everyone at home. This is the part where I usually go say hug your grandma, but leave her alone.
Yeah, leave your grandma alone, guys.
Social distance for now.
Night, Granny.
But love you all. Hope to see you guys again soon.
You
But
can
until
call
then,
your
have a
grandma.
great night.
You can call your grandma.
Call
for
your
sure.
grandma.
Yeah.
Call your grandma.
Call your
Yes.
grandma.
All right, take it easy,
Have a
guys.
great night. Love you guys.
All right, guys, love you.